All right, welcome guys, welcome. We're back with Distant Worlds 2. It's been a couple of weeks, I think. Not sure what I was doing last week. Anyway, we're playing Distant Worlds 2 again. We're going to sort of continue on. I don't think we've got any wars. No, we're sort of out of all of our wars at this point in time. We do actually have a few things that are actually impacting us. We'll just go back to diplomacy. Have a quick look. War weariness is down to 0. Okay, we're sort of ready to go again. So I thought that this was the case. So there's a few things we want to be doing. We really want to be getting our construction levels up. We are terrible at research as playing as the Gizarians, and we've got this is our colour through here. This is our grouping where we have like a whole range of different sorts of planets that sort of range up right the way through near the full height of the galaxy, to be honest. So right through the middle, we almost split the galaxy in half with what we're actually doing. We do actually have an ally, which is this player down through here, the Miletus, and they're actually very on side. We're not at war over here with with this particular group, the Karamoja, which are a Wekarus force, and I want to be back at war with them again. The trouble I have, and this is what we were doing in the last one, was that the issue that I actually have is I need to get more invasion fleets and then do more with the invasion fleets. Now, these are unknown ships of Dayut origin. What are they doing way out here? They looks like they were actually heading off to do some sort of attack. These are explorers. They're all just explorers. I don't know. That looks like a bit of a bug. If they're just explorer ships, I'm not sure what they're all doing out there that way. Looks like I think they're just individual ships, so that's not actually an invasion or I thought it might have been an attack force or something going off after the Miletus, but I think that they were literally just going off. There was a bug that used to go and send ships to the top left corner sometimes, but that was a long time ago. So I'm not sure why there's so many of these ships all heading down this way. Hi Fenmore, how are you going? So that's what we're sort of looking at this point in time. I think we're just going to unpause the game. Our objectives are, if I have a quick look at the fleets, because I know that I was running out of fleet numbers with what we were trying to then go and do. So if I just go across my fleets, I've got the 4th and the 10th invasion fleets. So I do actually have 2 invasion fleets. I thought I was getting a 3rd one as well. But that's all of them. That's goes right the way from the 1st defense, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th is an invasion fleet with a whole lot of generals on board. The 5th is where's the 5th? Down there, an attack fleet. 6th, 7th, there is just a strike force. 8th, 9th, and then the 10th is another invasion fleet. So what do we need to do here? We've got a we've got a fair number, 4 infantry and 9 armour, which can take over smallish worlds. But where are they heading off to? They're heading back to Asfar to refuel. So we're moving them back away from the south. The 4th invasion fleet was already. It should be back up in here somewhere. There it is. There goes part of it anyway. And so the 4th invasion fleet is refueling at Benex 1. And these have got, so the 4th invasion fleet has got 11 infantry, 14 armour, with 3 special forces. So this one here can actually take over big planets. So this is my main attack group. We do actually have routes here, which we do want to be getting back from the Dayuts. The Dayuts have sort of invaded our territory and taken over some of our planets. There's sort of still leftover invasion fleets of theirs. If we have a quick look at the what's going on with them, they are still leading the game, of course. If we have a bit of a look and see what they've got, actually, there's no treaties there at all. So we can actually smash them again. We can we'll probably end up at war with them, I would guess. Yeah, they are angry with us. I think we just let things sort of develop and we'll just sort of watch and see what actually does go on with this. When I get enough money, which I don't have enough at the moment, I think what we'll do is we'll find out just if we can even get a 3rd invasion fleet set up somewhere, which would be good. There was more more numbers. There we go. So, and Ian is saying this is a new DLC. No, this is not. This is still the. We've been playing this game for months actually. This particular one. We're sort of in the mid-late game with the way things are sort of working with it, and there's a lot. So it's still like the actual. If I just go and show. Oh, there we go. Now it wants to go and declare on the Payon Feudal Dominion. Payon, which one is that? Let's have a look and see. Oh, this is the Harkonish. No, I'm not interested in that. So we're going to decline that one. I've still got suggestions on for those sorts of things when they do come up. So we're trying to get orbital defenses at the moment. So if we have a quick look at the tech tree, this is tier 0 back in through this other side, and then tier 1, tier 2. We've got most of our tier 2s now, and we're sort of getting a lot of the tier 3s as we sort of have a look through what we actually have. So we've still got some tier 2s that we haven't actually gone and done at all, but the tier 3s, hang on, 0, 1, 2, 3, we're up to. We're also getting some tier 4s as well, like when we can. Like we've got the accelerated projectiles, these are the heavy railguns, the ultra dense, we've got this one here as well. Then we've got the hyper accelerated, which is the level 3s, which that's only 3 years, you know, to go and get that one. That's actually not bad. We have a big boost in our weapons research. We've got up to 40% there. Whereas the research threshold is only 20% to get one of these. So to go from that one there, which has actually got a damage of 7.44 per second, 62 damage for that heavy railgun, up to this one here, to get the tier 3 at 74 damage at 8 per second, is not bad at all. Got the shield bypass there of plus 40%. And then the armor bypass. It's a little bit weak against armor, but it really doesn't matter that much when you're doing that sort of damage. The firing rate is also pretty fast. It's only 6 seconds for the heavy railgun. Oh, that's large. Hang on, do we have large? Yeah, that's large as well. That gets us back to medium as well. A heavy railgun on a medium mount. I need size 27. Wow. Gee, that's actually worth thinking about. We'll have to think about that one there. So, hi, Brain Fart, how you going? And Ian is saying, is this better than Solaris in your opinion? Yes, it is. In my opinion, it is. I haven't played much Solaris, to be honest. So I haven't played it for a fairly long time, simply because this game just really grabs my attention. I just love it. I just love what it does. It's very, very different to Stellaris. It's people who come from Stellaris do find it a little bit difficult. I'll try to do a bit of a summary as to why it is different, and the way that you just got to put your head into a different mindset when you do play it. So Juma is then saying, I'm excited for the Shadows DLC. I wanted to play Pirates. Yes, I'm on the beta, but I haven't actually hooked into it yet. I don't want to until I've actually until I can no longer record the actual game itself, because as soon as I go into the beta, I can't then record it. So I haven't been looking. Hi Skedek, how you going? So anyway, this why it is different is, now this is late game, so we can see the whole galaxy in this case. We're looking at the whole lot. You'll notice that there's no real choke points in this game, which is like one of the big differences with between this and Stellaris. But the choke points are more natural because you do have to really consider the defense of your empire. So it's much more real in terms of you have to plan almost like if we do go into a war, we need to then plan it as if it's actually a real war and have very limited objectives, because it's very difficult to actually go and dominate another faction. Our main enemy is going to be this one up through here, this big faction in through this other side. They're currently winning the game, and so they've got heaps and heaps of colonies all over the place, which actually drain your money, so you don't want to have too many. But we're doing fairly well now. We've got like a number of fairly well-defined colonies, and so money for us is just middling along. We're not really earning that much because we have a lot of new colonies as well. but the colonies need to be defended, and so all of these sort of symbols that we see through here are fleets. And so we've been building up big fleets to try to protect the main holdings that we actually have in the game. Like we've got like a colony over here, but it's not a big colony, so we haven't got anyone defending that at this stage. If they attack us, they will attack against those sorts of entities. And these guys here, diplomatically, have actually subjugated the Alara Eden Retreat, and so they've actually now been subjugated to work underneath their control. And so when they go to war with these guys. But we have the same thing down through here. We subjugated this group, the Miletus Aspiration, and they're really on side, plus 115. They love us, but they were subjugated, and so they're now whenever we go to war, they go to war. And similarly, if they get picked on and someone declares war against them, then we're obligated to go to war with them for them as well. And that's actually worked out fairly well. They've got very powerful ships. Like that was a very difficult war to actually take them on. But you can see there the actual linkages between empires and things is very like it's all over the place. It's spaghetti. But it sort of starts to make sense when we start to have the actual objectives that we need. That's safe. That's an invasion fleet just going back in for refueling. One of the troubles with the Daewits, which are these guys up through here, was that we ended up where they did a surprise attack, and they essentially sort of wiped out most of our forces, not forces, but they got most of our colonies that sort of ran through this portion of space. They've still got one left over that we haven't been able to get back yet, but we're no longer at war with them, so we'll have to sort of wait for that to happen. So I think one of the big things between this and Stellaris is that it's a simulation game first, and really a space 4x second. The 4x part of it, like games like Stellaris, and also probably even more so with games like Galactic Civilization or Interstellar Space Genesis, they tend to abstract a lot of things so that you can play it so it plays more as a game, whereas this plays much more as a simulation. I can show you in very minute form. I've actually tried to simplify the actual game itself, the visuals, believe it or not, with what we're sort of looking at through here. If I go and turn on, if I just go back in and turn on the defaults, because by the time you sort of get into the, where is it? If I go to settings, and I zoom down, there's so many settings in this game because of the simulation. If I go and show the civilian ships, just go and apply, we're then going to get all of these little circles here are actually trading ships. And so they're all over the place from what we can then go and see. We don't have visuals out this far, but we can sort of see the various trade ships all sort of running around. Now, we don't control them, which is why we've sort of turned them off. But we can sort of see, for example, there's a whole lot of little ships sort of running across here, which must come from this system over this side. So they're somehow trading in here. They may have a mining station or something. So there's possibly a mining station around this particular world. And so they're all just doing their own thing. And similarly, with all of our stuff, if we have a look, and let's just find something where there's going to be trade ships. So this is a cargo shuttle transporting cargo from one location to another. This is an interesting one. This one here is actually, just happened to pick on this one, but this one's transporting a resource called Zentavia fluid, and the Zentavia fluid is like a super resource. And if I go to my resources and have a bit of a look at it, this is like a luxury resource. So if I just go back in and look at all resources. This is actually the flow of resources we're now looking at on the actual game itself. Anything that's got this sort of like gold color in through here, these are like special resources that make a massive difference to your faction. So there's the Zentavia fluid. There's 5 sources in the galaxy, and we own 2 of them. And this ship happens to be bringing some of them back. And so Zentavia fluid really pushes colony development up, and that essentially means that the colonies perform so much better. So essentially that's just a luxury resource. So I'll just go back to fuel and construction resources, but you can see there the number of resources everywhere. Like there's just heaps and heaps of them, and so you need all of these to build your ships. So these are depending on the componentry. So the game is super complex, but you can play it with automation turned on to anything that you want. So, for example, if you want the AI to design your own ships, no worries. You don't have to design your own ships. I happen to like designing my ships and my fleets, but the AI can do that for you. But I do enjoy that because I can then sort of try to find a way to to nullify what the enemy is doing. And that's with that railgun that I was so excited about when I saw it. I was thinking, well, that's actually now where we're moving with our fleets at this point in time, is to get those railguns. So it's sort of one of these things where, like for example, if I go and have a look at the, I've got a couple of fleets out through here. I've got one that's just a defense fleet, and if I just go back and have a look at these actual fleets, these are both around this particular world. So this world here is Gulrath 1. Gulrath 1 has got, which has actually got a different type of unit on it, the Shandars, and we also have some Boscara. We don't actually have any of our forces here, but it's a big world, and it's actually generating sort of money for us. So if you have a look at the colony details, we can then sort of see we're losing a lot through corruption, but we do actually make 6,000 per year out of this particular world. Again, I won't go through all the details with this stuff, but it's sort of it all sort of kicks in. We've got a big force of troops on the ground to try to defend the colony, because this is frontline colony, and then we actually have the we've got a few different facilities actually that we've built, like a bastion, a high fighter base, and planetary shield generator. So we've got like a lot of things to try to protect this one. And then we actually have the fleets back over here waiting for attacks to come back in. And so each individual ship, if we have a look at this destroyer, for example, this is a rail destroyer that we've designed. And if I go and click on that, I can then see what's inside the actual ship and how it's been put together. And so in this case, this one is using heavy railguns, which we were looking at before. We do actually have Epsilon torpedoes on this one as well. So we're using both torpedoes, and every single weapon has got like its own stats and how it sort of does operate. And so the Epsilon torpedoes, these are just medium size. What they do is they're they're pretty crappy at going through shields, but they're good against going through armor. So if we can smash the shields with the heavy railgun, this one actually bypasses shields, and then but it doesn't do that well against armor. But just by being able to smack our way through with the torpedoes means that we end up going through to the hull. And so the combination of what we do with the weaponry on our design sort of works. Also, all of the weapons have got like a field of fire, where some weapons are seeking weapons, which means they don't really matter, but a lot of them do require the actual it's in reality when they're shooting, essentially they need to have the field of fire open for them, and you can sort of manipulate each individual ship if you're wanting to in the fights. But every single weapon, like if I click on that, if I hover over the heavy railgun there, you'll see at the very top it's got like 16 steel, 32 Mebnar, 32 Aculon, and 16 Carbonite. That's the cost of just putting on a heavy railgun. And so I need to have, if I go down the bottom through here, I think my head's just out of the way, yeah. These are the resources to build this ship. So this is all of those different resources. These have to be at the location the ship is built at to be able to then build a ship. And now at the moment we've got like really good spread because of those civilian ships. They've been sort of moving things around around everywhere. Is that a civilian ship there? That's a fuel transport. Transport, bringing fuel to that particular fleet itself. But you don't need to do all the micromanagement that's sort of going through. There's a cargo shuttle coming through with nothing at this stage. There's a mining ship, which is one of ours, which is actually coming back in with sort of ivory. It's gone off to do some other bits and pieces. Yes, that's actually that's our faction. What else is there? There's different cargo shuttles. Nothing on that one. Some of them will have nothing. Like a lot of them will actually. This is actually like a passenger ship, which is bringing migrants to this particular world. It's a really cool game. This one here is transport cargo again from Venex 1, and so to go from Venex 1, it's faster for it to go and bypass. Which one was it? That one there. Rather than going, it can't get straight through because of these nebulas. So it's the better way for it is to bounce off that one, bounce back into here, and then go to this Nanigi system. So that particular shuttle is bringing some luxury goods, a couple of luxury goods, to try to improve the quality of this particular world. And so it's one of these things where we can play at a fairly high level, but we can also play into a really granular level as well. So it's an amazing game, just the depth. But it also appears overwhelming, but it's actually not as overwhelming as it was. I'm just going to turn these things off again. If I just go back across into settings, and I'll just go down to where we're showing the civilian ships. I'll just go no and apply. That way it'll just clear it up, so we're only looking at important ships that we can control. Just makes it we can sort of see the actual see what we're actually looking at through there. And so it's a matter of sort of like trying to get research for different things, having a plan of attack. Every faction has got its own positives and negatives. Like one of our positives is that we actually are very, very good with fighter craft, but we're also very, very unintelligent. And so we need to find ways to get that. And the big objective I've got, depending on the next war, will be there's a couple of locations which will allow me to build like massive carriers, but I need one of those two locations. There's two of them, one in the north, way up in here somewhere, and I forget exactly where it is, and the other one's way in the south. So depending on who attacks me first, I'm going to I need to switch between. I need to have a group ready to go in either direction, and because by the time I actually move a force from my capital all the way to the south, for example, the war could almost be over. So it takes it, like, you've got to be almost there ready to go. Let's just unpause the game, and I probably didn't do a very good job of explaining that, but it's really, really in depth, and so I'm just going to let the game. And but it's not overwhelming. Like, this is another thing. Like, I don't have to be clicking on everything. I just have to plan ahead a little bit. And that's really all I need to do. You can see there through there that there's actually like different enemy fleets. This is the fourth fleet, for example. And I can go and have a look and see what that one's got. So this one here has got a strength of 6,000, for example. And it's now moving off. It's now moved. The reason that's moving off, and I can't sort of see it much anymore, I can see certain things, but I've now lost information. It's actually traveling through space, and it's traveling back this way. It's actually left where we actually had long-range scanners by the looks of things. If I go and turn on my long-range scanners, we'll then sort of get like a glow. Yeah, it's moving away from something. It might have been a ship that was there, actually. Yeah, we actually had a navigation ship, which is actually just operating in this system, and it saw what was going on. But these are now moving back into an area where we've got like a long-range scanner around Gulrath. So we can sort of see ships as they're starting to sort of come back in. So the Gulrath system will actually, we've got a long-range scanner built on that particular starport. And so these will then come, we'll start to see these again as they come into that area. I'll just turn off the long-range scanners. So we're losing sight of them. We're aware of them because they're on the periphery of the actual ship itself, but these are actually moving back to their own territory. These will start to define themselves again very, very soon. Here they come. So we're now picking them up in our long-range scanner. So we can now sort of start to identify what they have. And so we can see they've got 15 ships. There's no troops. There is actually an admiral on board, a fairly good admiral. The Dayots are like a spider-type faction. So they've got like a destroyer, a couple of fuel tankers, 4 fuel tankers, then a whole lot of frigates. So this is sort of like a mid-level fleet for them. But 6,000 is actually just overall, this is the attack strength. If I go to this destroyer, for example, this destroyer has got like a supposed strength or attack strength there of 875. This is like a combination of the weaponry that it has and the defences that it actually has. And so if I have a look at this one through here again, I can see what they've got. And so this particular ship is armed with 2 large pulse torpedoes. So these are actually, and we can then sort of see what these guys do. And so these are again not good against shields. So strong shields will actually be the defense against that particular weapon. And they've got 2 of these. So they've got 2 very, very large pulse torpedoes. Now, we had been using those as well at one point, but we got rid of them because we now want to go more with a railgun, because we've sort of now we can do more damage with the railgun than what we actually had. So again, it's interesting. You can analyze the enemy fleets, try to figure out the best way. Like in that case, against pulse torpedoes like that, I'd be wanting to have strong defenses. So I could go into my tech tree, for example, and Now that one there is going to give me the high fighter base for Mark II. This one gives me a lot more fighter craft. This is one of our benefits, and this is like unique for us. We end up with different sorts of small craft that we can then sort of use in the fights. Just leave them where they are. Where's the shielding? That's further up here. You can also steal tech from different factions. Here we go. This is a shielding that we actually have. So I've got shield reinforcement. That will give me Covidian shields version 3. It's a Talassos shield. So I've already got this one through here. This Covidian shields version 2, which will then sort of give me like different shield strength. That's a shield strength of 360. That one goes up to 456. That's actually good as well. That's 3.8 years to grab that one there. And I don't have to upgrade my ships. That's just an upgrade to the actual weapon, the component itself. I think I might queue that one in as well. Let's just go and pay the costs. And we've got planetary iron weapons, which disable ships. But enhanced research, I think I'll actually just go for the for these basic things. We also wanted to go for the for those big rail guns. That's only 3.25 years for this one here. That's going to then improve our heavy railgun. So I'll pay the costs on that as well, and I'll move that one up, maybe just below the shields. So we'll just go that way. The orbital defenses are something that we're just trying to sort of, we're trying to get this one so we can actually get even more fighter craft. Most of our planets have got these big fighter bays, which are being built on the actual ships themselves. So the high fighter bases, which have got 24 fighters that sort of patrol the planet, and so that will then go up to 36 once we actually get this other tech. Anyway, let's continue on. I'll just see if there's any other comments. Now, sorry, I'm missing the comments here. There's some important questions. All right, so Skiddick's saying, Durham is saying, I learnt both Distant Worlds Universe 2 and Shadow Empire from watching you all great games. They are indeed. I just love this game. I love the simulation of it. Like, it's actually, you've really got, like, even when you go to war, it's not it's total war, but it's actually total war with very, very limited objectives. Before the war weariness really makes you need to sort of start to sue for peace. So you've got to really think in terms of, what do I want to achieve in this war? Beyond just destroying ships, because you do need to think a little bit, and only just in bite-sized pieces. So. And I don't know exactly what my war... I think I'll wait for the next war to come at me, and then I'll sort of figure out what to do from there. So Skiddick saying, what about Dwarf Fortress? He has great tutorials over that as well. I wanted to talk about Dwarf Fortress because tomorrow I'm going to be starting a new run of Dwarf Fortress with this new siege mechanics. There's a lot we can do with Dwarf Fortress tomorrow. So if you're interested, I'll be sort of going through all the settings, all of the hidden settings in Dwarf Fortress as well, to make ourselves quite a dangerous run with Dwarf Fortress. So we'll start again with our Dwarf Fortress run. So we'll abandon the fort that we had and start from scratch. So we're going to be generating a world, a dangerous world, a very, very dangerous world, and then we're going to then change the difficulty to make it really, really hard in terms of siege mechanics. So we're going to be we'll try to get as much siege happening as we possibly can. I think I'm also going to ramp up things like vampires and stuff like that. So we end up with sort of much more chance of actually having really, really unusual dwarves in our fortress. So I'm really looking forward to doing that one tomorrow. So anyway, we'll go through. There's going to be a bit of setting up at the start. Maybe the first hour will be sort of like going through all the settings, and then we'll go from there as well, which will be good fun. So anyway, that will be tomorrow and the following day as well. Durham is saying I haven't tried that one yet. Yeah, well, tomorrow we're going to be going right from the very, very start, but I will be playing it on super, super hard mode, like really with Dwarf Fortress. So it won't be a standard run. It will be a very, very dangerous world that we'll be building for ourselves. So it could be a lot of fun. Anyway, it's hi, Duan, how you going? Hi, Shake Vivid, how you going? This game has some fantastic automation options. Yeah, you can automate nearly everything in the game. You can actually play it, or you can automate everything in this. This is Distant Worlds 2, where you literally are just watching as if it's like watching an aquarium, which is also a way to play the game. In fact, what we did with this game was we did that for 20 years of game time. Just let the AI play itself, and then we came in to try to sort of take over at that point, which was really, I like playing it this way with this game, just with the allowing the full automation to kick in. There's so many automation settings in this game, it's unbelievable. So Skeptic's saying one thing you need to remember is to hone down your notification. Otherwise you'll be inundated. You have custom notifications to cut down to a lot of the low priority stuff. Yes, yeah, this is in this game. It ends up being a lot, so I tend to start to turn them off as they become annoying. We'll possibly come across those. Now, back on Twitch. Where did we go to? A lot of people compare Distant Worlds 2 and Stellaris, but in my opinion, they're very different games, almost a different... Yeah, they are. They really are. Like, I always just think, like, you know, Stellaris, you're really looking at a very abstracted, high-level space 4X game, whereas with Distant Worlds 2, you are looking at a very detailed simulation, space simulation. Then it's not... It's a 4X in one sense, but it's a 4X in a simulation sense. It's much more... Distant Worlds is much, much closer to Aurora 4X than it is to Stellaris. They're not even similar. They really... I think thinking of them as different genres really is, I think, the key to it. So we've got that one through there. Canalot saying, enjoying this game, although my gaming PC is all packed up. Oh, that's no good. So there we go. We've got Tenru saying, hi, Daz. Warren Distant Worlds 2 is a pain in the butt, says Tenru. And I don't think so. I love it. Tenru doesn't like aspects of Distant Worlds 2. So Canalot saying, there we go. What's that one? What's 17 episodes of you? There we go. To Brain Fart. That's cool. Just skip through. We've got resource management via freighters needs improvement. Well, you just sort of let it do its thing, really. Vegan saying, greetings, Daz, and chat, and all aboard the barge. There we are. And Brain Fart saying that the high fighter bays have a larger capacity too. Yes, it's and also one thing I have asked for the devs to look at is to try to give us information about how many fighters are still actually active on a planet, which we don't actually have. Thanks for the bits there, Tails Sly Fox, very, very much appreciated. All about managing priorities, no need to micromanage everything. Yep, so and we'll just keep on going. So I think we're up to date. All right, Zephon 2 roadmap now on Steam. Zephon 2. Okay, I didn't even know that they were thinking about a Zephon 2. I wish that was Gladius 2, to be honest. I will be continuing that Zephon game that I was playing yesterday as well. Anyway, let's. You see, I can sort of pick up. If I click around, I will eventually pick up freighters and stuff. There's a cargo transport. Sort of taking luxury goods in through the Empire. Anyway, let's just go and sit back and wait for something to happen. We've got a lot of different things actually happening in through there. We'll just go back to there. And unpause. This is not a threat. These are we're not at war with these. These are moving back away from defending this area from when the wars were there. It takes a long time for ships to move through the galaxy. So we'll just wait for stuff to happen. We have little events that actually happen as well. So our Empire happiness is low at the moment, which is going to then make our money go backwards. But that will eventually then end. But we have got higher population growth. Now we've got hive swarms sighted back over here. That's all right. We'll just dismiss that. We've got big fleets nearly everywhere now. Tenra is saying the resource priority might need adjusting. Resource priority, I'm not sure what you mean, sorry. With our, we're just doing what we're doing. All right, we'll just wait for us. We'll wait for an event. So I'm not clicking on anything madly. I'm just letting the game sort of do its own thing for a little while. So we still have fleets that are under our control moving back in. The 10th Invasion Fleet, for example. So we're just sort of recentering everything. Yeah, we're now running out of money, mainly because of this happiness factor. Once that disappears, so I've got a fair way to go with that one actually. It's tribal conflict. So this is actually where different tribes within the bug faction that we're playing have sort of fought each other, and that sort of impacted the happiness across the whole empire. It will take a while. You can see there we're going negative here. Now this is actually a different faction, nothing to do with us, and that's also them as well. This is not a faction we have to worry about. It's just messages that come up. Again, I can turn those messages off if I don't want them. Tuna was saying, I've had too many instances where space stations are missing resources to craft ships for forever. No transporter was ever bothering with the delivery. That shouldn't happen. I don't have that. You have all these problems I just never ever have. It's in the early game, yes, but that's part of the early game. I'm just going to get rid of that one through there. That one's still coming up. Yeah, I don't have that problem at all. Like it's sort of, I mean, I do have it, but it's not in a bad way. I actually quite like the what that does. But in terms of it missing resources, then I think if you're, depending on your level that you're micromanaging, you almost need to then just get around and figure out what resources you need to get and start to build mining stations, for example. Usually it's things like steel can slow you down. There we go, brain fart sensor saying, yeah, this does happen sometimes. I tend to build mining station close to my ports, even if I have an oversupply, and then just, they just don't have to travel as far. Yeah, and again, with the resources, depending on what the resource is, you get a lot of clues as to what's going on. But depending on your level of automation, I mean, I tend to just leave all that stuff just pretty much on automation, just let the AI manage all that for me. Okay, this is now starting to become good again, the money situation. A lot of this will actually have to do with the luxury resources that are going, that are just automatically being taken around the place. There goes an invasion fleet, which has got 2 infantry, 12 armor. So that's an enemy force that's actually out of fuel. So they're moving back across to Antimastad 2, which is this one, Amaterasu 2 is where they're actually moving across. But they're actually out of fuel. So that's actually one of their invasion fleets. You can see there's a lot. They're starting to come back through. 2 infantry, 1 armor, so not really a big threat, but they could become a big threat. They do actually have a general on board that one as well. So these will start to attack us again fairly soon, I would think. Okay, so the Artuks have invaded and taken over a different colony. The Artuks are not something we have to worry about. There goes the 4th invasion fleet. Just going back into Venex. I'll wait for a war to start, and then we'll go through and figure out what we want to be doing in the actual war itself. So I'll just let the game play itself for a little while. While I don't have any money, there's not much I can do in terms of planning ahead. You can see there's a lack of fleets in this central area. This is not a threatened area at this stage. But the Daoits could actually sort of bypass us. They actually travel through hyperspace at double our speed, so they can get ahead of us. So we need to sort of have like a bit of a defense in strength. So Anthvar is my capital, and Venax is my second biggest planet. So we've sort of got defense ships back there, which can, if we start to see things wanting to bypass us to go back to here, we can then sort of move them back. This is what I mean about the reality of it. It's really quite clever the way the game actually does work. We've got a couple of fleets through this side, a defence fleet. We've got another big fleet through there, and we actually have a carrier fleet there. The 7th Strike Force is a carrier fleet, but with nothing to do. I wouldn't mind these guys going to war with us again, but it's just going to take me time to move everything back to that system. Yeah, but I also want this one back as well. a lot of the there's another bug faction out through here, and a lot of their planets are now just leaving them to come and join us. So they've got a lot of civil war problems that are going on, and so we end up picking up a lot. So we've got the 9th Force. Now, what does this want to do? I'll just pause that for a second. It's in the 9th Defence Force to prepare and attack the Raging Nova of the Murderous Moon Consortium. That's a pirate faction. I might as well do it, I guess. I mean, these are more invasion fleets that we were looking at before, but we're not at war with them yet, so I'll just go and send that group out. I might just go through each fleet and just see what they've got. These are what I want them to have is an actual role. So the second is manual. I'm going to put that one back to a defensive role at Venex. Then we've got the third is already set for defend. The 4th invasion fleet, I'm going to keep them manual. The 5th fleet, I'll just put that one back to defend as well. So they're defending around Gulrath. The 6th is an attack fleet. I'll set that one back to defend as well. So the 6th is over here. The 7th is a strike force, which is way in the south. That's the one that's down this way. So the 7th is already set for defend. The 8th is already set for defend back down that way as well. And the 9th is a defence force, which is also set to defend, and they're up in the north. Now we've got a couple of notices, so accept treaty, no, decline, and mission completed. So one of our agents has evaded detection after successfully carrying out their mission to steal the territory map of the Paons. Now, our spies aren't fantastic, but they have been sort of just operating. I just got them operating on automation as well. They're just automatically doing what they do. All right, we just keep on waiting now for... I need to either get the money up so I can start to build other things, or I need to just rattle through the various these areas through here. But really, while there's no money, while I don't have money actually coming in, there's nothing much I can do. Sometimes I'm saying great minds think alike. I'm playing this game too as I listen to you. And Shake Vivid saying, I hope that they fix Zephon's AI so it uses transport units. I thought it did. Saying there is no Zephon 2 yet. Yeah. Sorry, Zephon 1. Got overexcited there. Okay, well, that's interesting to see what their plans are for Zephon. I really do enjoy like Gladius and Zephon. They're very, very good games. So this is actually a group that is moving down now, invading Hesperus 2. They're refueling at Rail Tier 5 back in here, but they're actually moving. This one is actually moving off. Hesperus 2. Where the hell is that? Oh, this is an independent world that they had actually taken once before. That's going to give them another one that's very, very close to where we are. Assign the 9th Defence to report. Yep, we'll assign that. So they're just going to move out from Gulrath just to go across and double check these things. So this invasion fleet wants to come across to here. We had taken this planet from them and then just let it go. I just didn't want it. But they're coming in to try to pick that one up again. This will then put pressure on the diplomacy of everything. So we're at 49% with this one. Mission completed. Again, just stealing galaxy maps and things. But we're just going to wait for this war to start. I don't think... this one here is a 4th fleet. Is refueling at Antamasu 2. This one's going all the way across to here. But it's coming down this way to start with. So they're now moving off. They're extremely strong, this group. Like, it's very, very hard for us to fight them. These small worlds with only 40 million just aren't worth having. But I don't really want them in the middle of my territory either. So just let things keep on going. Yeah, the money situation is not great. We've gotten rid of that the problem we had there before. Hive swarm sighted back over through here. These are sort of like end game type things. Darian has declared war on the Artuks. That's fine. Nothing to do with us. They're way over here somewhere. Now, where's that one? The Kyrillia have taken over Hercules 1 from the Artuks. That's way down over here somewhere, I think. Let's dismiss that one. 5th attack fleet to investigate at Hesperus 2. Go and do that. So that's Hesperus. So we have a fleet now moving off to investigate that one. That was the 5th, which is operating from in here. This is one of our big attack fleets. And it's now moving down to investigate a threat down in the Hesperos system. Which, I mean, we know that there's an invasion fleet now coming in as well. It won't be that, but there'll be something else that we'll be wanting to investigate in that particular region. We sort of consider that to be inside our territory. So this invasion fleet, we're just picking up the outside edge of it on our long-range scanners, but they're now moving in. They've done their, they've sort of assembled at Raltier, and they're now moving in towards the actual planet itself, which will be, actually this is pirate ships that are here refueling, so we're going in to attack the pirate ships. Here comes their invasion fleet. A whole lot of different generals. They don't have much there, but there's nothing really on the planet. There's no troops. So one ship will actually be able to do the job. And then they must be friends with the pirates, because otherwise they'd be firing at each other. Yeah, we've actually now lost sight of them. So our whatever scanner we had there is no longer seeing what's going on there. So there may have been some sort of other ship, but we do actually have our 5th fleet going in. So here comes our fleet. And we should see this one should just ultimately end up moving away. We may have had a, what have we got there? This is actually one of ours. There is actually this is actually a construction ship back over through here from the Karamoja. Now this is actually the ones in the way in the south, so they've got like a ship way up in here. But we actually have a station here, which is like a refueling station, and so we do control this one. But this one we don't. The scanner. I might just show you how this one works again, just from a simulation aspect. We've got this world here, which we know is being invaded. In fact, it already has been invaded, so it's now been taken over. That one should now, so that's now changed the colour that they actually have in through there. But we can't see the actual ships themselves, like we've sort of lost sight of what those ships actually are. If we have a look and see the scanners that are on board this particular mining station. So we have, in fact, we don't have very many scanners on here at all. This is just this mining station really doesn't have much. It's just using visuals. So no, we can't even show. Actually, will it show us this large mining station? Targeting weapons. Yeah, we don't actually have a range. It's not going to show us what the actual range actually is, because we don't actually have anything at all. It's just purely visual. So it's just looking at the portals and seeing what sort of range that is. Anyway, let's wait and see what actually happens there. So that was in here now. Now this fleet, the 5th fleet, is going back home, because there's the threat that was there. We no longer have control over. There goes the invasion fleet moving back again. When I've got enough money, I want to do what's called a crash research in through here. I don't want to be like, because we're so, our faction is really, really unintelligent, And so there's a good chance that our scientists will screw up the what we're researching. And so when I can afford it, I will then crash research whatever we're doing, which protects the research that we've done on it. So this is sort of important for us. If I go and click on that now, and then go and click on it itself down in through here, so the improved orbital defense, you can see down through there the crash research requires 58,000, and we only have 41,000. So it's not going to help us at this stage. So we'll just wait for it to hopefully sort of, as this one gets higher, that number will become lower, but this one hopefully will get higher as well. So I'll just keep on looking over here until we get to say 60,000, and then I'll flick across and try to make sure that we don't lose that one. It'll also then double the speed of the remaining research. Accept treaty. I'm not accepting treaties with pirates. Okay, assign mission, the 9th. Yep, so we'll just go and assign that mission. There's more pirates that are moving around. Up to 70%. I sort of have a house rule that I only accept pirates of the same faction that we are. So we do actually have some friendly pirates that we're... Yeah, another hive swarm sighted over here. They're building up. Okay, that's interesting. So that's a hive swarm. They're sort of now starting to collect themselves together, which is a threat. Where is it? No, that's not it. These are probably hive ships in here, I would guess. It wants to go and attack that. So it wants to actually go and grab those. I'm going to decline that particular thing. That's the hive ship there. Unknown ship. My fleets can certainly deal with individual hive ships. In fact, we've got a hive ship that we've captured, that we've actually got in one of our fleets. So they're very, very strong ships. Getting close now. Let's see if we can actually do the crash research here. Yeah, so we've got cash on hand, so we can actually now do the crash research, so we'll pay the costs. And what this one then does is it halves the time left over. We pay the money for that one, and we get a little timer on there, which will then halve the time for that one, which will be good. Just dismiss that. And so now it will sort of accelerate with the time, and it also it won't go backwards. Now there's another fleet there, the 9th invasion fleet. I just want to keep tabs on how much. They hardly have anything for the actual invasions there. They're loading troops at Clearton. Not sure where that is. That's a moon somewhere. And if we go to it, it's way back over here. Somewhere. Deep Ocean Moon. Does it for Planetary Bastion. So that's way back up the top there. So they're moving back up to go and pick up more troops. So that's what that's doing. Well, we haven't actually told any fleets to do anything much this whole session so far. We're just waiting for a war to start. They're building up around in here. There's a lot of fleets, enemy fleets, sort of starting to get fairly strong up through that side. These guys don't have a real lot going on. There is actually our ally can see that there's a fleet back over this way. So there's an invasion fleet in around this side. And again, if they start to become aggressive, we'll then start to look at invading down that side as well. I've got to stop this incursion. When I hover out like this, I can then sort of go and get like actual colonies or spaceports or fleets, so we can sort of see the all the different stuff that's on the actual screen itself. So as I start to zoom in, we then get a much more defined view as to what we can then. So I've essentially got like 2 fleets in through here, so I can sort of see what those fleets actually are. So it's just a handy way for us to be able to then go and manage the game. So as we come back down this way, yeah, we don't have a hell of a lot that we sort of are playing with in through here. Just a couple of fleets. Anyway, let's keep on moving with this. Yeah, so we're now getting this one nice and fast. Again, we're just getting maps. That's all we're really picking up, which is not really all that helpful. I think when I take these back, because it will be a matter of when, I'll probably end up just siphoning off the population. It's going to take me a bit of time, but I just don't want these. I don't want these planets. I mean, I want this one because this one is viable, but this one's not. It's just going to be a waste of money. Almost got the improved orbital defences, so this will then get our high fighter bases even stronger. And then we go to the next one. There we go. So we've got the improved orbital defense, so that's fine. And now we start with the next one, which is the shields in 3 and a bit years. And again, if we go for the once we get enough money, we'll just go and crash the research so that we can try to protect whatever research we're doing. Yeah, there's more hive swarms being sighted over through here. I don't want to go into the nebulas to go and chase them out. I think I'll wait for them to actually leave what they're doing and then to come through. They're the green dots that we're seeing over there. Oh, there we go. Now this is actually where, I'll just pause this for a second. This is all of my hive fighter bases. Want to actually do the upgrades. So upgrade, yes. I'm just going to go yes to all of these. So this is where I've got advisors actually asking me to do, like, I'm not just letting them build whatever they want because of the money being so short. So it's not going to cost me anything to do it. So yes, just go ahead and do the upgrades. So these will then move everything so that the actual the hive fighter bases will then be upgraded to having 36 fighters, which will be good. We have very, very strong small craft. We're not really using them much. We will once we start to get the carriers, which is a little way off. So our big planets have got the big important planets have got those particular things. If we have a look at Gulrath, for example, again, we'll and have a look. So this is under construction. So they're just going to be building the second one. So at the moment, we don't actually have any fighter craft here at all. So it's just got to wait for that one to now get built. So it's a bit dangerous. And like if they go to war with us now, we no longer have fighter craft. All the fighter craft are being rebuilt on the planets themselves. So it's not like it just automatically upgrades. But when it's all finished, it's going to be very, very useful. Hi von Schweinhund, how are you going? And Sapiol. Yeah, so we're saying evening, confusing situation at a first glance, victory and out of troubled times. Well, we've the trouble is we've still got this big faction up through here that we need to somehow nullify, and it's going to take a long time. Now, it wants us to also build it. Yeah, this is actually good. This is actually, yes, I do want to be building that one. So this is advisors that we've got turned on to say, what do you think? Should we do this or do that? I'm going to say no. I'm going to decline that one. This must be pirate ships or something down this side. I'll decline that as well. But our big planets we certainly have pretty well protected at this stage. Every planet that I end up taking is another planet that I have to defend as well. So it's sort of one of these things where, really my money situation is not great just yet. To investigate. Look, I might as well. I'll assign the mission. The 5th is one that I've actually allowed a range that it can actually go and check things out in, whereas the others are like if most of the others have only got like a very small area that they're actually defending. That one's a bit of an exception. The 2nd is, for example, only defending the Venac system itself. So you can control exactly what they're going to be doing. Now we've got that one we've got a beacon under attack by pirates. So pirate ships are coming in. This is like a long-range scanner that we actually have. God, there's a lot of pirate ships coming in here. Where is that? Oh, that's a shame. That was actually that was actually in a really nice location to give us early warning of the enemy. So pirates have destroyed that one. Well, if there's pirates that destroyed that, I could actually send off like a fleet to, if they're close by. Let's have a look and see. If we just go back to the diplomacy. And we can then sort of start to see the Murderous Moon Consortium is set up through there, another one up through there, Burning Cartel. I'm not sure which one of those it was, but they've actually got like a lot that they're quite friendly with. These are all different pirate groups. So we're being targeted at the moment by enemy spies, which is not good. There's a hive swarm moving off. Not that strong yet. They're moving to, again, another moon, which is a day or... So they're going off to attack a moon through here, like a mining station, which we don't have to worry about. That's another fleet there. These ones have been attacking us a little bit over time as well. They're moving off to go to a spaceport to repair. Looks like they've been attacking the hive ships, and so they actually operate into here. This is the subjugated sort of friend of the others. This one wants to go after hive ship at Peepato 5. I might reduce the size of the range that we're sort of moving off with. The 5th, I think I'll just go and oh, there's a ship coming through. Just decline that one, I think. The hive swarms, I'll just dismiss that message. If we just go back to the 5th, this range is a bit too big. So I'm just going to go back into my set tactics, and I'm just going to change the fleet engagement range down to 50M, which will just make it this little area through here. That way they'll stop looking at further afield. So I'll just leave that one where that is. That's just controlling the automation. 50,000, we're picking up money again, which is good. But I want to rattle through these developments. If I can get that shielding, it's going to really help us in the next war. And at the moment, to crash research this one is going to cost me 154,000. So I'm a long way off. But even though we're so dumb, we've actually been able to really, end up being quite advanced with our tech. We've stolen a lot of tech, and we pick it up by invading planets as well. We pick up tech that way, our particular faction. God, these guys are really pushed forward out through here. There we go. Upgrade these other hangars. Yes, we'll just keep on doing that. So the advisors are just keeping us up to date with the defences. Gulrath really is the front line planet. So we've got 2 fleets that operate from here. The administration centre is actually under construction. We now have 36 like small craft that will protect this planet, and we also have more small craft here in the spaceport. like 12 interceptors, 12 bombers. So there's 24 in there as well. So we have a lot of small craft in around these particular locations. But what we can't do, actually, I should show this because this will play a big role in what we're going to be doing. As we come down to this is all the ships in through here. What we want more than anything is this, dedicated carriers. But we've got 37% construction research bonuses at the moment from all resources, but we need 40% to be able to do it. And so unfortunately at this stage, I need to up my construction research to 40%. And I either do that through getting scientists that can do it or through getting locations that can do it. And so at the moment we have a bit of a combination of the two, but I need one more construction sort of location under my control. And there's one up in here and there's one way down in here. So at opposite ends. So I'm going to, if we end up with the war starting back in here, I do want to swap across so I can actually go and get that one. The trouble is that you're stealing some tech there as well. These are our friends coming back. So we don't need to do much at this stage. New mining station completed. Okay, that's fine. I'm just letting they're just doing it automatically. They're just reporting when they do it. Yeah, so they're targeting us. They're trying to steal research information. There's another group going down, unknown ships. When you see that, that's a fleet moving somewhere. We don't know who from. I think this is on the edge of our long-range scanners. Probably nothing to do with us. Always just like to keep tabs on what's going to be happening here. That's only got 1 infantry and 2 armour. Boscarans declared war on the Karumba. That's nothing really. That's not really a big problem. A lot of fleets in here. Signs of war spawn. There we go. So the Boscarans are another bug faction, and they've actually they're on a warpath against their enemies. Who will they strike next? So these are actually the Boscarans have become more aggressive. Is that them there? Yeah, that's them in there. So that's the Boscara faction. Yeah, all the way through here. We're another bug faction, so they're not really aggressive against us. They've got other forces that they can fight against. Okay, we're just waiting now for the. I don't want to be the one to pull the trigger. I want them to attack us before I attack them. But we may be considered too strong in here. I don't think so though. These are really so far out ahead in the game. I'm sort of surprised they haven't attacked us. That's all the explorers coming back again. Another hive swarm sighted over here. We're only just getting maps. 81,000 now. What do we need now? This is for the shield reinforcement. Need 130,000. I was saying last time they surprised you, and it did not end up as well as it might have. Where was that one? So we've got last time they surprised you. Yeah. I've now got forces everywhere, so I'm now better prepared for it. And I'm sort of thinking I might even take this homeworld as something that we do want to go and get, but I really want that location to get those carriers. Once I can start getting big carriers, that's going to be an absolute game changer for us. Because we sort of our small craft fight incredibly well. It's sort of like it's one of the benefits we have playing as the Gizarians. The 10th is I've got them all just sitting here ready to go. all these invasion forces just sitting around waiting for the waiting to sort of pull the trigger. So even that little defense force that they've got there is actually quite strong at 4,000 strength. Like if I go back to my fifth fleet is 14,000, so it's a lot stronger. But once they start coming, they come thick and fast. The other option is for us to go and get another fleet so we can sort of start to attack if we need to. Just the money situation is just not great. There's a group of pirate ships. Looks like they're slowly moving their way across. They're out of fuel. And we don't know what they're doing, but it looks like they're moving to Hesperus to refuel. The actual group is the Dread Gangsters, which we're not friendly with. Are they friendly with anyone? There's a protection agreement with them. Yeah, so no, they're pretty much on their own. Oh, and the Boscara Martial Order, which is on the other side of the... they're over here somewhere. Okay, we'll just keep on waiting. And just keep on building up. We only got 100,000 in there. It may be worth grabbing another fleet. Our money situation has now come good pretty well. Let's have a quick look at our actual fleet designs. If we go into the fleet templates and have a bit of a look, the attack fleets they cost 236,000 to build one of those fleets. We do have these little carrier fleets as well for 100,000, so we can almost build one of them. These are more built for raiding than anything. And the defense fleets, I can also afford one of them as well, but these have only got 9 ships in them. They're not that strong. That's really what I want, is these attack fleets. I won't worry about them. I'll just let them go. I could build a hybrid. I could build like a 50-50, like something. Oh, here we go. I've captured another spy. That's just good. It's a hive ship attacking our mining station. Chelad 5. Way down over there. Yeah, nothing much going to happen with this. This is just going to destroy that, no problem at all. I can't do much about this. I'm going to wander off and do something else. Where's it going? Build planetary shield generator at Cardama 5. 10,000. Yeah, I'll allow that. I want to defend what I've got. Again, I'll just let the advisors. If I with the advice, I can either just have them just build things automatically, but I do want to know what I'm spending my money on. Yeah, the hive swarm sighted there as well. So they're just they sort of move randomly through. What's that group? That's another Dayot faction. Oh, that's the exploration ships. I don't know why they're all together. That does look like a bug. Getting 100,000. But I will keep on investing in the research. Oh, we're close. Let's let it build up again. Once we go over 100,000, I'll then just invest in these shields. And again, that's just going to protect the research that we've done. There we are. That should be enough. Click on it and initiate the crash research. So this will then halve the time for the rest of the research, but also protect what we've done. And it's the protection more than anything with our faction is what I'm trying to get. Just because I don't want to go backwards with my research. So it would be painful to lose those now. Urgent warning from the Miletus aspiration. So we're told by the Quamina of the Miletus aspiration that a terrible and previously unknown foe has emerged from deep space to attack them. This mysterious enemy travels in immense, partially organic ships that contain large numbers of weapons and drones. So the Miletus are asking our help against this foe. Now, the Miletus are this group down through here. So they're actually asking now for us to get involved against these hive ships. And so will we help? If we don't actually help them, they will then start to move away from being subjugated to us. So I'm obliged to help them. So where's the deadly sting? Let's go to the location. That's it there. So this is a hive destroyer, and we will help them. Let's just go and see where this thing actually is. That is, well, have we got anything close to it? That is actually at Miletus. So I'm going to go and send out, we've got the 8th Fleet there. So if you go back and have a look at if I'm trying to pick up whatever I had selected last time, I can just use the back arrow. So that is, actually, that's a different one there, the Angry Talon. Let's just go back in. I didn't actually select it. I was just looking at it. So this is the Deadly Sting in here. Now its strength is 1,227. It's moving off unknown mission, but we could see that there was a red arrow that was pointing off in a different direction. So moving sort of in that direction there, which means that it's moving out. Could be moving to there, maybe. If we have a quick look at the long-range scanners again, we do have a lot of long-range scanners in around this region, so we might be able to keep on tracking it. Let's go and actually give ourselves an order to attack that one with. I'm assuming that the 1st Defence Force will be the one that we'll be able to use to attack this one. This one's only got a strength of 9,000. So we will go and tell it to go and try to track this thing down and then destroy the actual ship itself to attack the Deadly Sting. Now, we can actually have a look to see what's on this particular ship. So it's got hive engines. We can then see just how fast it actually does travel. So it's only got a sprint of 95, but its hyperspeed is 600, so it's a lot faster than ours. Let's just keep it going there and just sort of see what actually does happen here. Like our first fleet, for example, our ships travel in hyperspace at 480. So it's still up there, but it's just not great. So we are offering to help. That's okay. So hopefully we can keep track of the Deadly Sting. I want to see what it's doing. So it's ramping up in speed. Actually, it's a bit damaged. That's interesting. The shielding is coming up. The armour is being repaired as well. It's now going off to jump somewhere. So hopefully we'll see where it actually goes off to. Oh, hang on, that's been captured. We don't want to be attacking that one. So in that case, the first, yeah, no mission. That's actually been captured by the Miletus. So even though they ask for help, they actually don't need it. So I'm just going to go back to defend. Now will this automatically now go back to the Cardamom system. Okay, so that was, yeah, we've got another fleet, another hive. The hive are sort of attacking everywhere at this stage, but we'll just let them sort of destroy what they can destroy. We just need to wait until we end up with an attack either to the north or the south. So we're going to get these Corvidian shields fairly soon now. Planetary Bastion. Yep. Keep on doing those. Just build up the planets. Yeah, so with the Dayots, I mean, where are they? If we go to victory conditions, the Dayots are nearly at the victory over through here. They've still got a little way to go, but their economy is unbelievable. Like it dominates, so much. We're coming third at this stage. Our economy is actually coming probably about second, and the Miletus are about the same as us in terms of economy. So the blue is the economy. Population-wise, they've got heaps more population and also territory. Population and territory, or the territory won't matter that much, but the population is what's feeding their economy. And I just can't compete with that just yet. So, yeah, conquer the most enemy colonies. They've got 36 enemy colonies conquered. They've really done an incredible job. Now, there's Saransit 3 is... they do actually have to try to control that one. They're there. Anyway, we just we will have to go after them at some point. The other one that we're sort of dealing with is this one down through here, the Karamoja Royal Dominion. That's the other one that we're sort of wanting to destroy if we can. But I've got to just get my forces split between those two entities, which is it's just chewing up time for us. Yeah, so again, tomorrow we'll be really getting involved in Dwarf Fortress and building ourselves an extremely dangerous situation, I think. I don't know what the theme will be of that one yet, but we'll certainly build a dangerous world, and then we'll actually really change the difficulty settings to make it so that we get a lot of sieges. So that will be should be fun, and I'll be playing it over the coming couple of days, and then once a week after that as well. There's one independent world way over there. Surprised that they haven't actually gone after us. I thought they would have again. This is their capital. They don't have a hell of a lot on the ground there. 4,000 defense strength. Well, they've got 36 there as well, the planetary fighter base. So they've already got that high level one. That would be a good target for us to go for. it's not that far from Gulrith. But in reality, I need to destroy these worlds. Okay, we're getting close now with these shields. Okay, there's another invasion fleet. 4 infantry, 12 armor. Mining station completed. God, all these invasion fleets. They don't have much in the way of troops on board them. That one does. Yeah, once like the tension here is really quite high. Just waiting for things to happen. Don't know what that was. Strike force. Then again, we're not at war with them yet. I think we'll just keep on building up. I'll let them declare war against me. This is another pirate group moving through. Crew outlaws. Not seeing where they're coming from. Murderous Moon. There's the 3 pirate groups up there, but I'm not sure where these other pirate groups are coming from. Because we could sort of take them out if they were close enough. If I leave the defences in through here, we end up in trouble. Build an armour barracks. No, decline that one. Almost got this one now. And then we get the heavy railguns after that. And we might do another redesign of our ships at that point. Now these are coming down. Why are they moving down? Take the Eternal Reprisal, which I don't know what that ship actually is. And that one there is also attacking the same one. Must be a pirate ship or something, I'm guessing. Again, these can't really compete with our ships. Here comes another one that's now coming in as well. Refueling at Aeneas 1. Yep, I'll build that one. Almost got this tech now as well. And then it's heavy railguns. There we go. So immediately our shields will now go to level 3, which will then sort of increase our overall strength of our fleets. So now we're going for railguns in 2 and a bit years. And again, once we can crash research this one, we'll do that. And then we'll redesign the ships to make better use of those. These are all our friends. God, I wish someone would declare war on me. There's a hive swarm there. Sort of away from everything we've got. Now they're off to attack invasion fleets and things. So they're moving off on their own, which I'm sort of not unhappy with, so we'll just let them do their own thing. Falcon saying, why not attack them? Because the war weariness is going to be the dominating factor for when we actually go in and with the war. And I don't want to be starting off giving them a bonus with war weariness. So if I attack them, they'll get a their war weariness will actually go down at a lower rate than mine, which means that I can't stay in the war for as long. They've got better war weariness anyway, so I just need to, if they can attack me, then whichever way it's going to go, I then at least have that bonus, which means I can stay in the fight for a lot longer. That's sort of like one reason. And the other reason is that if I do get attacked, I'm likely to then be I'm likely to be attacked from the other side as well, like down here. So I just have to be sort of a bit careful. I really want to be just as strong as I can possibly be. Again, we're going to be defending for so much of this next war, and I want to stay. Once we go into a war, I want to stay in it as long as I possibly can, and really try to destroy as much as I can. But again, we have to weather the storm of the initial attacks, and then go on and start to do the attacks. You're saying, what happened? This is the first time that I've ever witnessed warlords and Emperor Daslan 4 not go for what he wants. Well, it's a bit too hard. What I really want is in the home world of the Karamoja, which means I have to be at war with them to get it. There we go. This is cool. So we also have this as a bit of a benefit that we end up getting. So while salvaging an escape pod in the Karamoja system, we've made the following discovery: found technology that has given us breakthrough in massive railguns. So this is actually now going to be something we can now build on our worlds as well. So if I go back to show me, it will then sort of, so we've actually picked up that location, like there was an escape pod there, back in the Karamoja system actually. So we actually were in here, because we had a big fight here last time, and we were trying to get, I think it's this world here. Is it this one? No, a world that has got a benefit in terms of, it's a mining station. There's actually a research station here that we desperately want. Maybe it's this one over here. There's a spaceport. No, that's an actual, this is their home system. But I wanted to get in there because there is actually a construction location, and this is one of the two locations that I can then go and get. But anyway, that's cool. We've now got the massive railguns, so we'll dismiss that one. If we have a bit of a look and see, that's given us this one through here, which then will allow us to build these on our planets. So we can actually now send and fire these, and we can do a lot of damage with these particular cannons. So it'd be worth actually grabbing these as well. Again, these actually bypass shielding, so they can do enormous damage. So we definitely want to start to pick up those. There is actually an upkeep cost, so I can certainly get them. I might just build them on a few of the important worlds, like Gulrath as an example. So if I just go back into my facilities and Planetary Defense Center, Planetary Cannon Batteries. This is the one, I think. Direct Fire. Yeah, that's the one there. It's Special Operations Barracks, Troop Cloning, Robotics. Put that one there. Just go and build that one up. So they're going to start to build those on that particular world. I only want to do it on the big worlds, the big important ones. This one here is not really all that big, so I probably won't do it here. This one does get attacked though a lot. Yeah, the planetary cannons. Look, I will there because that's front line. I won't worry about it in the home worlds. The Cardama and the Citadel systems are big. That one, high fighter base, it doesn't actually have one here. It's already got planetary cannons there anyway. It may have already started. I think it may have started with them. High fighter base Mark II. Definitely want to get this one here. So we'll. Sorry, no, it's already got that. What am I thinking? Yeah, planetary cannon. I want to be building that one. Sorry, I had it around the wrong way. And then we'll go across to Citadel as well. And build them here. That'll do us, right, that'll be fine. It's going to make it more difficult for them to attack us on those worlds. Not that I can actually change it from doing what it's trying to do there. Hi Bjolf, how are you going? Well, the tension is building. Like they're building up their forces. We haven't really been able to build any new troops from our side. So again, we're just going to have to defend for a little while. What I could do would be to change the 9th Defence Force, which is fairly sort of low level, into an attack force, into an attack group. That would then give me a whole other attack group, or I could start to build more defence forces and just have like different sort of like raiding groups. But they don't compete that well against the enemy. And I've only got the one mission completed. Yep, so stealing galaxy maps again, which doesn't really help. We pretty much know everything that we need to know anyway. Yeah, we've only got like a small group down through here, which is fine, but they're still very, very strong. That's very strong. Got another very strong force in through here as well. You can see there it went from like 8,000 to 11,000 because that's shielding. So our overall strength is good. Epia, yeah, I'll build that one. I'll allow that. If it's sort of asking to build them at different locations, I will actually allow those to be built. But we could actually upgrade the 9th into an attack fleet, which would ultimately then give us like another big group. But we can almost just use the defense group just to stay at the planet, and then use the 5th to. The 5th is quite strong, like 16,000 strength. This one can really do a lot of damage. But we need to. What we need to do is to maybe have those locations, and maybe we just go straight for them. Although if I go in the north here, it's really in the south that I'm going to need to get what I need to have. Let's have a quick look at the Karamoja. I don't know if I think that was the last war that we ended. Let's just go that way and just sort of see how whether we can actually. We should be able to attack them now. Yeah, they're not even that angry with us. We're angry with them. So he took us there, is their capital, which is back in through here. Maybe we will actually attack these guys. So let's go and actually prepare an attack for this. Like there's a lot going on through here. I think there's 2 planets. One is controlled by a Miletus, to this moon here. And they've got Gizarians on that particular moon, but we're not going to get hold of that. And there's Gizarians here as well. These were independent worlds. And if we hover over that one, we can see they've got a defense strength there of 2,200. I've sighted. Just missed that. I'm not going to worry about those. This is our guys fighting pirates, which we don't need to really worry too much about. So we've got the 4th fleet, which is basically full with the infantry and the armor. And they're moving off to automatically attack ships that are coming in. Like this is actually a pirate ship that's just going to be attacked. I'll leave that one where that is. We don't have to really worry too much about that one through there. If we're going to go down this way, I've got the 10th, which does have a like an attack strength there of which is only smallish. We do have a lot of generals here, and we've got the 4th, which has only got the 1 general, Falcons. I'm going to send the 4th back up to the back up here, which is now I'm now moving it away from the central zones. So I'm just going to go and tell the 4th to move up, and then we'll start to use this to we'll start to get aggressive. So just tell it to refuel at Citadel. I've got this one under manual control, just so that I don't have to sort of do anything with too much automation. So it's going to take them a long time to get there. Like they have to sort of zip their way through to get there. That means we're going to have to just use 1 fleet here to dominate what's going to go on. What it does mean as well is that we're going to ultimately need to just use the smaller of those invasion fleets. So if I go back to the 10th, they're stationed here at our homeworld. And again, we will ultimately, once we declare war down the bottom there, they're likely to declare war back the other way. These different artworks, that's what we're just seeing there. It's nothing to do with us. Those messages, it's just like news from around the galaxy. These guys have expanded out. I know it's a different group again. So this is smallish. But what I definitely want is I definitely want to have the location that's in here. If we just try to find that again. Yeah, it's just a mining station. That one doesn't have much. So this one here maybe. No, that's not it either. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, that's the capital. Oh, okay, the 8th now wants to... There's something happening in through here. That could be a hive fleet, I'm guessing. So the 8th is now moving off. There's a small craft sort of moving around as well. Oh no, it's pirates. Yeah, no mission. They'll just go back again. They're on auto, so they'll just move back. It was a ship that was sort of must have been a pirate ship, just moving through that system somewhere. Now that group there attack the Crucible. This is these are the fleets we're going to have to destroy when things get going. And again, it's a fairly strong fleet at 13,000, so it's it's a big fleet. It's a pirate ship. Here's our friends. So they actually have a bit of an invasion fleet there. Yeah, so if we can take... I just wonder where that research station is. Research. Actually, it's not going to show it in here, I don't think. They may not have rebuilt it yet, because we did destroy it in the last war. These are all the different research stations. Let's dismiss that one. pretty sure it's the Karamoja Research Station was what it was called, but it's not showing up there. That's all right. Yeah, I'm sure it was in their home system. Yeah, it'll show up in the in amongst these. That's Karamoja 5, which does actually have some defences. Oh, we've got heaps of money now. So we'll just go back in and crash research this one. We'll pay those costs as well. Then we'll sort of do a bit of a redesign once we get this one done. What do we need there? So we don't actually have the it's 40% weapons research. Must be not enough money to get that one. That's okay. That's not really a concern. So I definitely want to get the research stations. There's another, actually maybe over here at Shoggoth. Yeah, nothing much there. It's just mining stations. Mining station there. Yeah, so that's the Miletus, which is our ally. Yeah, so I thought there was a mining. Yeah, there's a mining station back out that way. Oh, there we go. Shoggoth Research Station. Oh, that's reactor research and hyperdrive research. It would still be good for us to have this one. But I know it's back in the Karamoja system in here somewhere. There is a viable research location. Yeah, nothing much there. Ah, there it is. So this one here, they haven't built this one yet. So we destroyed this in the last one, and we do want this one ourselves. So we need to get this construction research is all we need. So I think we'll actually well, as soon as we get the invasion group up. So the 4th is still making its way up, but once that actually gets there, so they haven't actually built that research station back again. But we want that. So even if we don't take all of the their worlds, we definitely want to be in control of everything in that system. Again, these are they're offering non-aggression treaty. Yeah, I'll accept that. It's not a pirate group. That was an actual force over here somewhere, I think. Base destroyed. Now, this is spies are doing this one. The Shida Research Center. Where is that? Oh, way down here. Now, Shida 3. Actually, if we just go back across now to our research. It's not showing us there. That's not it there. That's the Shida system. That's the same location. There must be a second research location in here somewhere. If I just unpause it for a little while, so let it run forward a few days, it should then come up in that list. We already have a couple of other ships moving off to get these. All right, so the Karamoja would have had to be the ones that would do that, I think. Yeah, I'll let them happen. It's not showing up there. It's definitely inside our territory, so ultimately that should actually be what does go on. And that's a big fleet again. This fleet we have to destroy. So it's trying to attack the crucible of Al-Nil. Oh, it's a pirate ship over here. It's moving back the other way. So it will possibly bounce into there and then move back again. Yep, so they've now just jumping in to re-establish themselves. They may not know where the ship is. These, I don't think they've got long-range scanners yet. Okay. Takara virus research completed. Okay, that's good. And mission completed. He stole that one. That's good. There we go. Urgent warning from Boscara. Told the Boscara that a terrible... Yep, so this one here. And again, I'll just go and help them. Again, it's just hive ship somewhere. We'll just help them if it's convenient. So they missed the boat here. Where are they moving off to now? So they're moving down to Citadel. This is where the 8th is, which, even though we don't have quite the firepower, should still be okay. We have imprisoned one of their admirals, actually, which is interesting. Which one is saying you're getting away from an overdose of EU5 hype? I don't know, like it's I want to play the game. I just haven't actually played enough of it yet to really sort of show it properly. I'm looking forward to being able to play that though. They're moving in. They're not going to attack us. We're not at war with them. And I don't really want to be declaring war on them while they've got a big fleet like this, which is, you know, stronger than our fleet. Just hovering around, although if it does end up close to one of our planets, it would be pretty cool to get rid of it. They're definitely moving in. They're still trying to go after that ship. Yeah, so they're just getting ready to bounce off into a different location. That's interesting. They've got a tight formation there as well. Moving to Sejanus 1. So they're moving back to this world here. So we actually have, like if I just zoom back out a little bit, I can then go to the different invasion fleets. Nothing on board that one. Yeah, nothing much there. Nothing much there either. And nothing much on the actual world itself. think getting that world would be another good one. So when the 4th does arrive, like the 4th is still making its way back up. It just takes a long time. Getting close now with this these accelerator projectiles. We do have a fair bit of money here now. Sort of, I'm really in a dilemma as to whether to go on the attack now or just wait. You know, while we sort of build up this sort of stuff. I'm definitely going to be needing this research station here. I definitely need that. What I might do have a quick look at is just how many construction ships we've got and what they're doing. I don't have that many. I think I might throw, because they're all building stuff. Let's go and build some more. Just go back to the build orders and just go down to the construction ships. And let's just go and build ourselves another, say, 6 of those. We're going to be building them all over the place, which should be fine. So let's just go and purchase that build. That way we'll end up with a lot of construction ships, and I sort of want to get more than what I need. At Venex 1, yeah, I'll allow that. These are our core worlds that they're asking to build these into. You're just forgetting those construction ships. They'll then just automatically then go off and build things. But if I can keep one around just for building the this location here, we want to then subjugate this whole system, even if we don't take the worlds. I wouldn't mind taking this world just to compress them up into this zone. They do actually have another nice little location down there as well. But we'll use the 8th. There we go. So we now actually have the heavy railguns, which is great. And we're now going for the enhanced research labs. Build high fighter base. Yep, I'm happy for that to sort of be pretty much everywhere. Alright, so with the railguns, let's just have a quick look and see what our ship designs are like. Now, if we just sort by role, anything that's set to manual is what I've actually got under control, what I'm controlling through here. So we've got the, we're only really using one type of escort, which is the heavy escort. We've got the, for frigates, we're using 2 designs. We're using the frigate carrier and the heavy frigate. So the heavy frigate is the one that we may want to look at upgrading and get even more railguns on that one. Once we sort of get the railguns, like I may get rid of torpedoes and put railguns into them. The other ones we have is the cruiser, the light cruiser, which is, we've got 11 of those. I might just have a quick look at that one. If we just go to edit and just see what it's currently got. I can't re-save it. I've got a couple of empty slots in through there. Got the impact assault blaster there, which is a close-in weapon. This is only size 20. You've got the Epsilon torpedo there, which is size 30. And 2 heavy railguns already. You know, I'm actually pretty happy with that. We can save a little bit there. I don't think I need to worry about that one. So I'll just cancel that. Let's have a quick look at the, that's the cruiser. Then we've got 2 destroyers, a rail destroyer and a destroyer carrier. I'll just have a look at the rail destroyer and edit that one. This one's got 1 heavy railgun there and 2 torpedoes here. 1 at the back, 1 at the front. And again, I think I'll just leave it. Yeah, I don't think I'll worry about it. Let's just cancel that one. I think I'll just leave it. I won't actually redesign the ships. We've already now got that. The big railguns are good enough. So let's just leave that one where that is. And I think we can sort of get this war started, really. So let's go and take the 8th. We're going to be leaving the Citadel unprotected. What I've got is the 7th, which doesn't quite reach out to that one. If I go and change that one to 100M, it does protect all of this. So we'll leave that one for protection. These aren't all that strong. But the 8th, I need to destroy the fleets that are here before we go after the homeworld. Otherwise they'll be able to sort of run rampant a little bit. We're not seeing everything that's there, although it's not too bad. Well, let's send the 8th out. Actually, I might wait for the 4th. I'll still wait for the 4th. It is making its way up. So it is on the way. Just grab myself a drink of water, be right back. So, okay, so Suka Singer is saying, been loving some EU5, so many buttons, learning it is going to be hard. Yeah, there's a lot in the game, and saying was someone announced something announced for Distant Worlds 2 recently. There is actually another DLC underway, Big Pirate DLC. Hive Swarm started again. I'll just leave that one through there. What is the calm before the storm mean? Just waiting now. We're just waiting for this next lot of wars to start. So I'll just wait for this one to come back up. I've still got to keep a big force back in here at Cardamar. Cardamar is a very, very important location. So I sort of still need to be down here, even though Citadel is much closer to the action. We're not seeing much over here. I think that their fleets can move a little bit faster through space. Oh, that's Miletus. There we go. Construction ships are now all completed. That's good. Cruiser. These guys are just smashing away at pirates. We don't need to worry about those. Let's just right-click, remove those. There we are. I need to get this on well over 100,000 to be able to then do this this research in here. It's going to take 5 years to get these research labs. We have a quick look and see what was the benefit of these. This gives me high-tech research. Back in through there. We've got the construction mega labs. Which gives me plus 20%. That's actually a good one as well. Four-barred construction zone. That wouldn't be bad, you know. That wouldn't be bad at all. It's a long way off. We'd be the first ones to get it. I don't think there's anything else in here that we can get. Actually, Construction Academy. Can only build one in your empire. Yeah, this is a once in the galaxy. This is a once in the empire. And I think we've already built the Construction Academy, which gives me a plus 10 to construction research. God, if I got that would mean I wouldn't need to rely on these other research stations. Oh, gosh, which way do we go? If we have another quick look at the ships. It's all this stuff. We're at 38. We're so close. It would really push things over. All of these would then become available to us. And that's the one that we definitely want. this light carrier. You know, I think I might flip what I'm doing and actually just go for that bottom construction mega labs. Let's go and raise that one to the top. So we'll just try to get that one done first. But I'll still go and do this attack anyway, because this will then allow us to get the really big ships. Oh, sorry, it's paused. There we are. Now I'm going to need a lot of money to crash research this one, but that would be good. Get the 4-barred construction zone somewhere. We're back in our capital. Here comes those other ships back again. They're the ones we're going to have to come in and take out. Here comes the 4th. They're moving fairly well, actually. Foreign agent captured. Different planets are being captured back over here. So the invasion fleet, our invasion fleet, is moving up now. I think with our big rail guns, it's, you know, that's now going to. We're still not super powerful here. Oh, hang on, I need to get a new cruiser there. Actually, we're not quite where we needed to be. I'll just go through each of the fleets. That one also needs to upgrade. Yeah, we're a bit out of money here. Let's just keep on making sure everyone is back up to what they need in terms of their the fleets. And the 10th actually does require one more fuel tanker, but we're out of money at the moment. Okay, so we'll get another fuel tanker for in there. So just using the fleet templates. So the first is got everything that it needs. Oh, hang on, cannot afford to build. We need 18,000 there. The 8th is probably the one that we want to be going for. Yep, that's the last one. We just had a light cruiser there, which is under construction. The 7th. Yeah, I'll just go and have a quick look again. This one here requires 1 destroyer, 1 escort for 18,000 credits. Second is okay. 3rd, 4th. Actually, the 4th invasion fleet requires 6 frigates. I've already got a heap of frigates. They're actually using the wrong type of frigates in here. If we go back to the 10th, what do they require? 2 frigates. That one does require more. And 4 troop transports. So this one here is a little bit off. We will actually keep on focusing on that one as well. New frigate completed. What it is the I think that they've got what they need. If we have a quick look at the this is actually where I've got like my frigates are a little bit all over the place with what we actually have. So I'll just go and double check. New general appears. That's fine. If we go back into our ship designs, our fleet design. Sorry, go back to fleet templates. So we're looking at the invasion fleet. And through this other side should have 16 ships, and if we just go and edit this one, we've got the frigate is just the heavy frigate version 3, but yeah, that should be right. But what I think it is I think that we've actually gone and I think we've actually got frigate carriers. So if I have a look at the actual 4th fleet, these are frigate carriers. So I'm not going to worry about getting the other frigates in here. So these are just little carriers, mini carriers. And what about the 10th, actually? The 10th is heavy frigates. Yeah, I'll keep with the 4th. I think I'll just keep it the way it is. They're now moving in just to get ready. So we'll drop and do an invasion on Sejanus. We'll just get these all ready, get them all rebuilt back up again. We should see them coming. See if they're at war with anyone else. No wars there. They're offering a non-aggression treaty. Keep on declining, I think. I mean, it doesn't cost me anything to do that, so it may be worth doing that. Ultimately, I'll just wait for them to do it again and think about it properly. The fourth is now refueling up, so they're coming into the spaceport. So they'll be sort of zipping in and just refueling up. So we'll see different ships now, sort of as they come in, pick up the refueling. Here they come. Let's just see if these guys have discovered the long-range scanners yet, which I'm sort of hoping that they haven't. No, they don't. That's good. So they don't have the long-range scanners. We've got ahead of a lot of the research very, very early on in the game. New cruiser completed. That's good. So we've got a cruiser that's actually just come out of here as well. And so in the 8th, one of these two cruisers will be, this one's still bringing up its shielding. So the shielding is rising up. And it's just leaving the construction yard, so it's actually still inside here, but coming out. Big rail cruiser. So that then gets the 8th ready to go. Up to 14,000 now, so this is good attack strength. I think we'll send them off. Really got to think about whether we go back into here or back into here. I want to destroy their fleet. That's the second fleet. That's the one that we want to get rid of. What else have they got in this world? No, they've got no facilities. I think we'll take this world. It's a nice world, actually. All right, we'll do that now. So we'll just get ready to move in. So we'll the 4th is refueled and ready to go. Let's just go and sit back over here. They don't have long-range scanners, so we can just move to that location in space. And the 8th as well. We'll move them just to sort of get things started. They do actually have a spaceport there. We sort of want to draw them out. That's a research station and a resort base. Right, let's move into here. So we'll move the 8th across there and we'll start the attack there. So this one here is, what do we have in this location? Reactor research. Even so, we'll still go for that one. That should draw their force back out again. So we're now leaving Citadel unprotected. In the past, they have actually sent invasion fleets down to Cardama. The took clans. Okay, we'll yep, we'll accept that treaty. 5th attack. I'll decline that one. 9th. Maybe actually I'll allow that to happen. That should just be a that should be close by. Should be in the same system, I think. So we'll wait until we're close and then we'll declare war. Just get into position first. Yeah, the hive. It's one that we'd captured. It's a hive carrier. Where's that? Yeah, too far away for us to worry about. Just have to let those attacks go in. Yeah, it should be interesting actually. Dwarf Fortress tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to that. Like with the new sort of siege engines and stuff like that as well. Build this one at. Yeah, we'll build that one as well. These are smaller moons, I think, that we've actually got. Oh, that's interesting. Something happened in here where their structure actually changed. Oh no, it's re-established itself again. I was thinking, wow, that's it's as if someone blew up all of the spaceports. Those lines tend to sort of be linked to, you know, for empires to be able to sort of then track through, mainly through spaceports and stuff, but not strictly so. Anyway, the Sojourner system we will take on ourselves. I'll wait until I've got money and then we'll build this one up. I think they're still a bit behind everything with after the last war, but they're still actually, the second fleet is their big fleet. I think that's the one big thing that they've still got left. So we will need to take that out. Okay, we're getting into position now. I don't have much on board. Alright, here we go. So the 4th is just getting ready. The 8th is just now bouncing across. We do have this imprisoned admiral of theirs, actually. So this is just step 1. This will be to take this system, and then step 2 will be to control their home system. And once we actually have their home system, where we actually control all of the mining stations and all those sorts of things, so we'll sort of need to be in like a siege mentality in that location with just with this 8th fleet. This 8th fleet's going to have to live a long way away from home, like just for a long extended period. This first one is to destroy their fleet. This is the reason we're doing this one. Just missed that one. There's like a small defence fleet there. The Meletists will also, they should join us in this fight, ultimately. Okay, the Lara Eden got rid of one of the pirate factions, that's good. So we are building monitoring stations, which will give us more long-range scanners. All right, we're nearly ready. Invasion force sitting out here, ready to drop on the world. So we have a bit of a. I'll just pause this once we actually get in position here. All right, so the 8th is now in position. It's now moving in, like it's essentially just sitting back in here. We do have a fuel transport as well, just to sort of supplement what we're doing in this side. What we want to be doing here is the objective we want to have out of this one. I'll destroy this one immediately, which should draw out the second fleet from over here. So when the war starts, these guys should come after us, and then we're going to have to just micromanage that fight a little bit. We may have to go back off and repair. So we may end up losing a bit of time with this particular fight, but ultimately I want to be destroying their ships. If we have a quick look at their ships, they shouldn't have anything bigger than destroyers. There's a destroyer there. They've got pulse wave cannons, and so these are quite powerful. We did have these. These are level 2s. We had the level 1 versions, but we ditched them for railguns ultimately. So these actually have got like a long range. They bypass armor, but the shielding that we have now is actually quite strong. So it's going to hurt us a little bit, but the armor bypass is the big problem. If they can, once our shields drop, that's going to be a massive issue. So that's really what we're dealing with them. Our ships, if we have a bit of a look, we do have a couple of big cruisers in amongst the group. That's a destroyer. That's a cruiser there. So we've only got the 2 shields on board here, which isn't that much, to be honest. We have a lot of armor, reactive hex armor and stuff, which does give us like very strong protection back in that other way. And then we are using tractor beams along with the heavy railguns, which will smash through the shields of their ships. Let's just see how we go. Just have one last little look at the tactics of the ship. And so this is when shields are below 20% or armor is below 50%, that's when we're going to be retreating. So we definitely want to be trying to save our ships before they get blown up. But we want to be destroying as many of their ships. So this will be a bit of a, if we can't destroy this fleet, if it ends up where they keep the same strength that we've got, then we're going to struggle doing everything from this point forward. So getting rid of that fleet is really the key. If we can get rid of it cheaply, and I don't know if we will, but if we can, that then opens us up to be able to then go and attack the invasion fleets and also the protection of the spaceport for the planet, and then open the planet up ready for it to be invaded. So that's sort of going to be the steps that we're going to go through. So we'll start off, we will actually declare war. So we'll just go back to the Karamoja Royal Dominion. We do actually have an ambassador there in amongst them as well. So we'll go and speak with them, and we'll offer a treaty which will be to declare war on them. So your aggression made this path inevitable. We're ready for you. It's all good. So we now have given them, they'll have a bonus because we declared war on them, that they will have a bonus to their war weariness, but their war weariness can't actually stay in war for much longer than what we can. So their war weariness at the moment is 0. Ours will be 0 as well. But they should get a bit of a bonus to theirs initially. So with that now done, let's now just get the 8th and tell it to go and attack this particular station. So attack Sejana Station. And I'll just going to halve the speed. The 8th invasion fleet of the traveling towards Yamatoi. This is Yamatoi, which is a small world. incoming fleet. Now, where is that? This is where we've got the. This is back where we actually have the this fleet in through here to protect that one. So we shouldn't have any real problems protecting this world because we've got all sorts of different protections there. But the we need to now find the 8th. So the 8th is moving off to attack that particular one. You can see it there, moving off to actually attack this down this way. That's the weak point for us, is that little world. So they're moving off to attack it. So if we have a look at the 8th while we're here, if I just move out a little bit, I can then just go and click and pick up the 8th invasion fleet. They have 1 infantry, 3 armour. It's not really a hell of a lot, but and so we'll end up just going and meeting up with them. So they've got a general also on the board, that particular one, very, very weak general. So they're going to invade Yamato. We'll just go in front of where they're going to be invading. So they're going to be coming in from... Why are they going there? Oh, they're staging at top spin. So they're going to go to top spin. They're going to then collect themselves and get ready for the invasion, which means that they're going to come in from that angle. So if we go back across to the moon Yamato, which is only a small moon, this one here, they're going to be coming from this angle when they attack. So I can just go back to the first and tell them to move. In fact, they're already moving to Yamato. So they're on a defensive mission, and so without even giving them an order, they're just going to go and defend that world, which is fine. So I don't need to do anything with that fleet, so they're just automatically defending that. So we'll just go and dismiss that one. And so as we'll be able to keep track of this one because we've got long-range scanners all the way through there, or our ally does, so we don't really have to worry about those at all. Let's just continue on. Second fleet, accept war mission, defend important colony. And so this is the we need to defend Oathi from attack. I'm not sure which one that is. Where's Oathi? This moon here. This is not one of ours anyway, but yes, I'll accept that. So that's our ally that's there. Then we've actually got the second is are they forming up? Let's just go and click on the second fleet, attack the 8th fleet. Yeah, here they come. This is what we want. So now they're moving off. The 8th fleet is over here. I'm not sure why that line is showing up that way. Let's just keep on going and just watching what actually happens in through here. We'll just keep it on half speed, and we'll just watch for the various moves of the ships, and then we'll sort of zoom in and have a bit of a look. Third invasion fleet is travelling towards the Scarlet Reckoning. I'm not sure where that is. Here they come. All right, so they're now moving in. They're going to be bouncing in. We've got going to have the planet sort of be between us and them. We could still take this one out before they even get close to us. So the frigate is under attack at Surgenus 5, which is this one through here. So we actually are already attacked by this frigate here. That's a destroyer. Hang on, which one have we done? Oh, Surgenus Station, yeah, that's okay. This one's firing back. This one's got longer range than the other thing, so I might as well take this one out first. Under attack, I'll just dismiss that one. And third invasion fleet. Just dismiss that. So Surgenus Station in orbit around this frozen ice planet. Let's just keep it going. Their fleet is... So, oh, this is cool. This is cool. They've now, even though we're inside the range of this station, the station itself is not going to have massive firepower. It does show it as being pretty good there with the pulse cannons, but they've now spread out, and this is ideal for us. So we can sort of see that they're now. This is exactly what we wanted, was to be able to get all of our ships to gang up on individual ships. So I'm now going to ignore this station, even though it's firing at us. Just go back to the 8th, And we'll now start to go back and attack these individual ships. So we'll just go back and attack. I'm just going to micromanage this particular attack now. There's more here coming in. This is going to be a hard fought battle. So we want to be. This one's almost gone. That's just a fleet frigate. What's that one there? That's a destroyer. So we're picking on ship by ship, and we want to just bring them in and destroy them. That's now basically disabled. Let's go after the this next destroyer that's here. So we're sending in ship after ship. Where is it? Can't quite reach the one that's in the middle there. There it is. This one's also now almost destroyed. There's another ship in the middle there as well. That's another fleet frigate. So as long as we can keep all of our firepower close like this, we're going to be able to smash their ships. This one here, if we have a look and see what's happened with this one, we've already taken out damaged all of their weaponry. They do actually have an iron pulse blaster, which will then sort of because that's an intercept weapon, so that's going to just be disabling torpedoes and things as they come down towards them. This one here can still jump technically, but if we just sort of keep it where that is, just get the 8th, just see if there's any red, which means that that's damage to our actual ships. Now that one there is a troop transport. The troop transports aren't going to worry me, so I'm not even going to. I'm just going to ignore those and just go after. In this stage, I'm just going to be going after the bigger ships. Fleet frigates, destroyer back over there, which has also taken some damage. Let's just keep this one coming in. This one should, yeah, this one's basically dead. Let's just go back to the 8th. We're just going to keep on micromanaging these attacks. Red Nexus. And then these will drop very, very quickly. Hyperdrive offline. That's gone. So the bigger the ships that are coming in, just get the 8th again and just go and just keep on attacking. Nope, we don't want that. Again, I don't want the things from the invasion fleet. I want them from the second fleet. Ships from the second fleet. Come on, where are you? It's all the invasion fleet stuff. Third invasion fleet. So they've actually come out to try to help this fight. Look, I'll just keep on working my way through them, I guess. It's these pulse cannons and stuff. That one there is another destroyer. It's the destroyers I probably really want to get rid of. It's another fleet frigate. They're not super problematic for me. Transports, don't need those. But it's these pulse cannons, these big ones, that are the problem. So we have another destroyer back out there, another destroyer there. Okay, let's just start to move across towards these destroyers. So if I just go and tell them to attack these, they'll still attack anything else that they can. Build cannons, yeah, we'll do that. Again, these are going to be trying to escape now. These are the invasion fleet that they actually had. Yeah, this is second fleet ships. These are the ones we have to get rid of. The second fleet is the key to us being able to do what we need to do in here. And we're not still seeing any red through any of the ships that we've got through this other side. So our ships are still holding up pretty well. If we have a look and see what they're targeting, they're targeting the Black Marauder, which is possibly one of our bigger ships. That's Supreme Reckoning. Don't know which one's the Black Marauder. If I just do this, oh, there it is. This one is not taking any shield damage at all, so we've still got full shields there. What about the other cruiser? This one's still extremely big as well. Let's keep on having a bit of a look. Now that one there is another, just a troop transport. These just can't do much, so I don't need to worry about those. Like, it's not as if we're defending a planet. We're actually we're on the attack now. So we'll just keep on smashing this guy. The bypass, we are bypassing the shields with our railguns, which is why we're seeing damage done to the armor. And again, this is going to be smashed. That one there is taking damage. So this is one of our frigates, a heavy frigate. But that one there is basically going to be destroyed. That looks like another destroyer there. It is. And that's also part of the second fleet, so we'll just go back to the whole 8th fleet now and just tell it to go and attack that ship, the Red Outcast. So we've got another destroyer there as well. Where are we going here? They've got a lot of destroyers in here. Alright, the 8th again. We're now seeing damaged ships. This one is damaged. It's trying to jump away. If I keep on telling it to attack, it will ultimately, what it'll end up doing is it will, they'll stay in the fight, and I actually don't want them to once this starts to happen. So I want them to jump, and then we'll jump right away from there ourselves. So if we just go zoom back out and just have a quick look at the second fleet. The second fleet is still really strong. So we haven't done enough damage there. The 8th. Yeah, this is a trouble one. This one's trying to jump away. That one's also jumping away. That one's jumping away. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do much else here. That one's been disabled. We haven't lost any ships yet, but we are going to. So this is not ideal. Just go and change that one back to Galactic North. So the 8th fleet, gosh, it's now one of these things like I now need to go back and... So with the 8th fleet, I'm just going to go and tell them to go back, refuel and repair at Epio Spaceport. So off you go, back home again. And that means the 4th fleet here is not going to be able to do anything either. So I'll just move it back as well, just to refuel at Sejanus. No, Sejanus 2 is back into here, which I don't want that to be the case. I think I'll just move them back to this location again. Just get them to refuel back there. So, will we make it away with the 8th? So that wasn't a successful attack, even though we did get a few ships destroyed. Yeah, they managed to swarm too much. Need to try to get away, particularly with our big ships. Destroyer. So trying to sort of spool up for jumping. They've gotten away. That one there's not going to make it. Just trying to jump. That one there's trying to jump. Again, if we have a look at their destroyers, here's these pulse wave cannons. It's the armor bypass that's the problem. Like once they get past our shielding, once our shielding drops, it's too damaging. It's been disabled as well. And that one's the reactor's offline, so it also can't jump. So ultimately we're going to be losing a few ships here. Oh, it did get away. That was lucky. That one's not going to make it. All right, so they won that battle, which wasn't good for us. And if we have a quick look, that's the end of the 8th. The 8th has now gone off. So they're moving their way out. Is this one? Yeah, reactor is offline. It fell out of hyperspace, and so they're going to attack that as well. They'll destroy that destroyer. And if we go back to the 8th, we now need to top it up with ships again. We need 2 more frigates, and we've got a lot of damaged ships in here. So we'll go and buy those 2 ships, and we're going to lose this destroyer as well. So, I'm trying to think, it'd be great if there was AI admirals in the game who had a trait that allowed them to use the same tactics to gang up on a single ship from the start. Yeah, it's a clean way of actually trying to whittle away the fleet. So I do like to micromanage that. Otherwise they sort of do anyway, but they do a good job of targeting one ship if it's a threat. Otherwise, they sort of spread it around a little bit. So it's still good the way that the AI does it. Now, we're not going to be able... This reactor is going to be probably... Where is the reactor? Nova Core reactor there, destroyed. So we're not going to... This one's not going to make it away. So we're going to need to get another ship in there. This one, do we redesign already? I'm tempted to now bring another fleet back up, but it's so far away. The 3rd attack fleet. I can use the 2nd attack fleet at Venax just to protect this whole system. Let's move that one up as well. So I'll get the 3rd and move them up into the into this area of battle. I'll just go and tell it to refuel here. Now we don't actually have any... Oh yeah, we do have an admiral there. Yep, that's okay. So that's got that one done. Our other ships will now make it back home. Some of these are still trying to escape, but they'll move back to the Epi-Earth spaceport here. They're the invasion fleets moving off. And I now need to keep the 1st down that way. The other option is to change the 7th down to where the 1st is and swap it up, so we end up with a big fleet back up the top here. Holy Dude saying it's better than railguns? Yeah, pretty much. Our railguns will be okay, but the we've got our railguns are good against shields, but not against armor. And I've sort of split things up a little bit where I end up with a bypass, but without the actual way to punish the armor. And if we can, that's why I was thinking of actually getting rid of the torpedoes and mainly putting back in the other railguns and just make it purely a railgun type attack. So these things now come back home again. So we should have that other one destroyed already. Nope, not yet. Still limping away. But without a reactor, it can't jump into hyperspace. And so they'll just chase it down and destroy it. But once I get the third fleet up into that range, I can then sort of, I'll probably send the 1st fleet up into the home system or to try to take this one back out again. Here they come. So these pulse cannons are very, very long range, and they're the ones that do like a lot of it, like the attack of those pulse. They've got small as well as large. So they do 60 damage when they hit. They do 2.29 per second. They're standard. They're good against shielding, like they just do normal damage against shielding, but then the armor bypass once they hit armor is 50%. So they really smack their way into the hull. Maybe we do need to redesign our ships to cater with this. Let's go across into the light cruiser, through the rail cruiser that we've got through here. And we'll just do an upgrade. And Actually, we've gone over there. Why have we done that? Actually, we'll just cancel that for a second. We'll just see what it is that they... I keep on forgetting what they do. If we just go back to edit, just have a quick look and see what they've actually got. They shouldn't be changing things too much around. This armor is only size 8. We're sort of stuck with it, really. These are size 20. No, I think I'll just keep it again. It's only those... it's only these torpedoes that I could actually swap out. I think I'll just leave it. I'll just cancel it. Yeah, I won't bother changing anything. We'll just try to brute force our way through. Yeah, the ships have got great potential. They're a fun faction to play. These the Wackerus. They're really cool. Very strong. Where are they off to? Move to Cheliac 5. A few different things happening here. We'll just have a bit of a look at this one through here. Mining station completed. New frigate completed back over there. So we're getting sort of like we're rebuilding up those ships. If we just go back to the 8th again, we need to get ourselves one more destroyer for 13,000. So we'll just go and queue that one up as well. So we'll just keep this fleet coming in at its top potential. Incoming fleet detected. So the second fleet is traveling towards the towards Appier. So this one, they're actually now coming in to attack this particular world. So that's actually interesting. So the second is coming in. Now they don't actually have any invasion forces on board. That one, we've still got this one coming in. The 8th invasion is going in towards Yamatoi, the little moon that was back in through there. And then we've got another one coming in. The 11th invasion fleet is also going to Yamatoi. So we've got 3 invasion fleets heading down towards the Cardama system. Which we'll just dismiss those. But the second fleet is coming in to attack Appier. Now, Appier is a moon that is reasonably large, reasonably well protected. We do actually have a spaceport here, and we have a resort base there as well, which will sort of protect each other a little bit. On the surface, we have an administration center, a high fighter base, which is good. A planetary bastion, and we also have the planetary cannons there as well. So when that group comes in, then it's going to be a bit of a nasty surprise for them. We also then have the our little carrier fleet in through here as well, the 7th. So they're just sort of hovering around in this location, and they're trying to defend this particular location. These have also got like lots and lots of fighters, 120 fighters. So we're going to have a lot of fighter craft. This should rip them apart. So it may even be worth us getting even more of these small strike force fleets, the carrier fleets, and sort of trying to sort of deal with things that way. Now that one's also going back. This one's going back to repair at Appier, which is back into here. So they're going to come in just before the second arrives. They're going to go into bombard Appier. So they've with their pulse cannons. So they're going to be trying to do damage to the planet. But this fighter craft hopefully will actually then wipe them out, or do a lot of damage to them. Here they come. So they're going to be following in now. What speed do they jump at? Yeah, about the same as us. So they've got invasion fleets all now moving off to go to top spin and then come in to do this attack at the Yamatoi. We're just slightly ahead of them, but we all have to. Our fleet has to come in for repairs, whereas theirs doesn't. So we've taken a lot of damage in through here, but at least we sort of extracted ourselves before before it got too damaging. And that's the spaceport that we have here will be able to help a lot. We're going to be under attack straight away when they arrive. So they'll be right on the heels. And they're jumping into there first. That's interesting. They don't have quite the jump capacity that we've got. Their tech is a little bit behind us. Okay, now just have a quick look and see. This is another war mission. The Tanaco 5 mining station. Where's that? Way over here. I'm going to say yes, but it's not really going to be something we can do easily. So I'll accept that as a war mission. Just missed that one. So at the moment we've destroyed 3 of their military ships. Sorry, no, we've destroyed 5 of theirs and 1 other, but they've destroyed 3 of ours. We've done a fairly well actually. Their ships are worth a lot more than ours. Looking at that one, we're like a insectoid swarm. These guys are like aquatics. Aquatics tend to be fairly strong in this game. Oh, hang on. Research project. I'll accept that. I'll accept that trade. If we end up getting just more tech. The more tech we get, the better. Trade deals. Yep, that's fine. So that will come back. And we just see how we're now losing the long-range scanner there, but we'll pick it up again once it gets to here. So we're just getting the end of the long-range scanner back out this side. So we're losing sight of what ships they actually are. But we'll pick them up again on the other side. There's a new destroyer completed. Just turn those long-range scanners off. She thought I was saying I just tried to get into EU5, spent several hours watching Let's Plays, so tried it and got totally exhausted and got refund. Back to easy games like Distant Worlds 2. It's a good looking game, I gotta say, EU5. I just haven't had enough time with it yet. So our fleet is going to come back in. They're going to beeline straight for the spaceport. They're going to have to go back and fight again pretty much straight away. These will be starting to try to do a bombardment. Which we will be able to do a lot of damage. So even before these ships get caught back into the fight again, we will actually allow them to. Well, hopefully they won't have to fight straight away. Mining station done. So we do actually have some protection coming back through as well. So here they come. We'll start to sort of pick the actual individual ships fairly soon. Now they've got to collect themselves at Thracia and then actually move into the actual final attack. And I'm going to I won't worry too much about a little bit of bombardment at the very, very start. How's their invasion? Their invasion is still moving off. Still got a little way to go before they can do anything. It's cool now that the game does do the bombardments properly. This is our second chance to actually do some damage here. So these ships have now all come in. The 8th Fleet is now coming in to repair. You can see there the different ships are repairing. That's the cruisers. So they're just getting their repairs done. But they've then got to bring their... Jevon was captured. Hang on. Is Jevon in? No, he's not. The Alara Eden Retreat. This is one of his that he was from there originally anyway. Well, we might actually talk with them because I wouldn't mind getting him back. Yeah, there's a different invasion fleets now all going towards Yamatoy. And we've got the 2nd Fleet coming in to bombard Epia, which is where this one is. So at the moment they're building nothing else. The Epia spaceport, so if we go back to the 8th Fleet again, They've now all been fixed up. This one here is still coming in. It's waiting for fuel tankers. Where the hell is that? It's probably way back. Yeah, it's way back over here. So it's out of fuel. It's just waiting for fuel tankers to get to it. We now can see this particular fleet. The second fleet is now coming back in. Still got 11,000. The 8th fleet, we've got one ship that's just not going to be able to be repaired. But these ships here have to now get their shielding up before they can really get into the attack. So this one's half at least. So hopefully we'll have a bit of time just to get those shields up before they actually do attack. We've got the other fleets all in here as well. So this will be interesting to see what actually does happen here. Might just quickly go and talk with the Alara Eden. Where are they? There they are. We'll speak with them and negotiate a deal. Now, he's worth 133,000. What have we got of yours? Got an admiral and a spy. They're not going to go with that. Looks like Jevon is left there. If I just try and give them back their characters that we've captured, yeah, they're not going to do it, even though it's close to the amounts. What else would they need? Is there any tech that we don't care about? And because they don't like us, we have to go even well beyond what that actually is. If I put that one on, so they still wouldn't accept that either. They may accept that one with all that stuff, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let's forget about it. Okay, so we won't bother trying to get a deal with them to get Jevon back. He was really good. Was very good. Let's just watch this attack anyway. Again, just let the 8th get these shields up while this one comes in. Yeah, I'll build that. Yep, so Yamatoi is the one that's now in their sights. Which is why I needed to leave a fleet back that way, because they were doing that last time as well, the last war. It's where the game really excels, because if you can reach a place, you can get to it and do what you need to do. Fatai 2, yep, we'll build that one as well. At least the others haven't gone for us just yet. We're still winning this one, but not by much. This will be interesting. So this is going to be really one where mainly it's going to be our small craft, which is going to really push these guys hard. And this could be very, very fascinating. As we watch these ships come in. Yeah, so their weaponry is great against armor, and our big strength is our armor. So it's unfortunately where they've got the perfect weapon to counter us. Let's get this thing going. So they're going to be coming into Epia to try to bombard it. Here they come. Now that's the hive. You're going after a mining station in somewhere else. We're not going to worry about that one. All right, when they arrive, we'll just go back to half speed, and then we'll just watch what actually happens here. So we'll just go to half speed here. What we'll find is that they're coming in to do a bombardment of the planet. This is the 7th, back over through here. So they're going to be moving on in to attack the second fleet, and there's going to be little small craft. I might just do a quick save here. And we can then sort of have a bit of a look at the attack as it unfolds. Not seeing this. There they are. So we've now got this is tactical interceptors, for example. So if I go and go Shift B, I can then go to the bridge of this particular ship and just watch as the attack goes in on this particular one. That's the reason I did the save, was so we can actually watch we can just watch these little small craft go in and do their thing. So we'll just go back out and return to the game there, and we can just essentially watch from the bridge. This isn't great, this vision, but it's sort of it does give you a bit of a feel. So they're coming in to try to attack the planet, and if I sort of screw this up, I can at least go back to the save. We'll just watch what actually happens here. But there should be a lot of bombers and stuff going in. These are all bombers off in through here, for example, like bombers and interceptors. So these are all the small craft that we have. There's more over this way as well. Tactical interceptors, medium bombers. Dismiss that. And so they're coming in to try to get close enough to use their pulse cannons. And then all of these small craft will now sort of try to get past their defences and destroy them. It's a bit jerky, and I wish I could sort of look around from the actual bridge. And now changing angles. That's the gas giant that the moon is around. I don't know why it's moved back that way. Other small craft. Look at all the small craft. All of those small craft are from the actual, are from the planet. Okay, they're collecting themselves up. I think these are probably defending this particular fleet. So our ships are all sort of swarming across. Oh, we're back on board. Okay, just go and pause that one for a second. Just go to top-down view, and then just press tab. And so they're now coming in. So this is Epia. No, that's Epia there. Why aren't they attacking? What are they doing? Attacking Shidar 3 mining station. They've decided that this is not going to work out well for them. So this is the 7th Strike Force. So this is Shidar 3 here. So the 2nd has actually changed its plans. Sorry, that's our 2nd. I'll just go back to their 2nd fleet. Instead of bombarding, which they think is now going to be too difficult, they've decided to move off. So we've actually now had to zip off and attack them again from back through here. Now this is actually not good for us because our small craft probably aren't going to be able to really make a big dent on what they're doing. So I think we might just get the 7th away from here. 7th is already starting to take some damage here. So if they were attacking Epia, we had so many small craft, it was going to be fine. But in this case, we're just not going to have enough. So let's just go back and refuel at Epia. Just go and tell them to go back again, and hopefully they can extract themselves. The 8th is still... How are we going? That one's now back up. Well, let's get the 8th to go and attack the 2nd again. Let's just go back in and just grab one of these at the back end of here. Attack the mauler. And so we do a bit of a swap over. Now that's a destroyer carrier, yeah, which is part of the... Where's that one from? The 7th. Yeah, so the 7th is... the 8th does have some ships there. Well, that's also not ideal for us, to be honest. I'm going to tell them to go back, because I need them to... just going to tell them to go back and refuel there. So we'll just get everyone away from this particular fight. By going in piecemeal like this, it's not going to be good for us. Second fleet, yep, dismiss that one. It's nothing to do with us. Dismiss that. We may get caught here again. Staying in the fight. Guys, you have to move off. Move back. And the 7th, still got remnants in through here as well, and now all starting to take damage. Hardly doing any damage to them. It's got iron damage. It's trying to jump. It's not going to make it. Talking about just big carriers. Yeah, they're smashing us here. Eighth again is really struggling. Seventh. We have some problems here. We do actually have some of these little medium bombers and things which are going in, but we're not really being able to do much. So we've got a fair few of them coming in this way, but they're very slowly sort of getting what they need. Now, where are they off to this time? Escaping. Oh, that's interesting. Going back to attack the Shidar 3. I'm going to tell the 8th, which has taken a bit of damage here now. Yeah, these we've sort of been all over the place with this. The 7th really just needs to get out of here. We've still got ships from the 8th just floating around in amongst this group. There's nothing else back here at Epia, though there's a few ships this way. Yeah, let's just go after the individuals. Yeah, we're spread out everywhere now ourselves. These are iron blasts which are trying to disable this particular ship. There we go. Now getting a bit of a collection of ships together. It's trying to escape. Very, very powerful ships that they've got. It's one of their destroyers. That's just only a fleet frigate there. Let's go after the destroyer now. The ships are a lot more expensive than my ships. Where that one's going to go. This is what I need to be able to do, is just gang up on the ships. There's tractor beams, keeping this one now in the fight. Oh, the voodoo dog is under Cardamom 2. Here we go. So we actually now have the attack going in on the other system. Let's have a quick look and see with the 8th. Where's the 2nd? What are they doing? So if I go back to the 8th, got these all over the place. It's trying to jump away. It's jumping as well. Looks like they're trying to now escape. It's taking a bit of damage. So these are all over the place as well. Let's take a bit more than what the others have. This has been good. All right, let's go after this one here. We'll get the 8th to go after this one. attack. The 7th is still struggling here a little bit, and we need to now go and get another escort for that one there. We'll just allow it to, actually it's attacking the 2nd fleet. I'll just allow that to keep on doing what it's doing because it's got the small craft. Yeah, we've still got 91 fighters from this particular one. Let's now go back to the Cardamus system, way down over here, where they're now doing the attack. They're now trying to attack the planet. And so we end up having, these are destroyers that have come through. There's a medium troop transport there. We don't have anything on the ground at the moment. So we need to, oh God, where's our first? They're all over the place. We have to stop these. Oh, God, I've screwed this up as well. First is spread out. Oh, what are you doing over there? I've screwed this run right up. Because we've now opened up this one for to allow these attacking ships to get past us. I shouldn't have relied on it to go and intercept them. We've now got way too many, which is further back now. Let's just see what happens here. They're getting ready for the invasion. We're not going to be able to stop this. I think this is where I'm going to have to go back to that save scum that I did. It's still trying to escape. Okay, while it's trying to escape, I'm not sure why it's trying to escape. So I'll just go back to the first again. Just try to destroy these before they can drop their ships. It's going back for repairs. So that's jumping. That one's jumping. Jumping. Okay, so they're not attacking yet. That's going back to refuel. Yep, so these are all jumping away. They're jumping as well. Alright, so the 11th, if I just go back out to the 11th. Yeah, they're going back to refuel. They're not going to fulfill the attack. What else have we got in through here? The 8th is repairing as well. So they're actually moving back off. So we must have done some damage with the first at some point. But the first is still coming back in. I'm going to... I'm just going to keep the first where they are in here. And we'll just leave them where they are there. The second is still the one that we want to be destroying if we can. Which we've done a bit of a job on this one. Like if we have a look at the second, actually, where is the second? It's down to 6,000 now. It was double that in terms of its firepower. Let's just keep it going down this way. Drawing these in. These are ghost ships. These don't have any real bearing. I mean, they attack us, but and we can destroy them, but it doesn't get rid of fleet ships. Should be an admiral on one of these. Let's get rid of this one. It's only a ghost ship. I won't worry about that one. They're attacking the Shidar Inquisitor, which I'm not sure which one that is. They're still spread out here. This is the 8th Fleet. And we want to keep all of our ships together if we can. Just go after them individually. Let's go after these now. What have we got over there? Another ghost ship. So nothing has happened on this actual planet yet. Again, I would love to see what the actual number of small craft we have. We've still got the full contingent here of the small craft from this location, and they're all just firing in amongst here, going in after these other ships. They're not doing a hell of a lot of damage, but ultimately they will. We're not sort of seeing them fighting here. Let's just go and wait for the 8th to now move back in to defend the actual the moon itself. Like I say, cheering for the Weckerus. Not to spite, but it's my favourite race. Yeah, I love the Weckerus. They're such a good faction. Come on, 8th. And the 7th, where's the 7th? The 7th is all over here. Here comes the 8th, the mighty 8th. This is good. We're starting to now destroy the 2nd, which is what our goal was initially. Lots of small craft now. It's not going to make it. Okay, the 8th. We'll just keep on rolling our way through these ships. Got lots of small craft now fighting all these other ships. They're not going to make it. Here we go. Again, the small craft are now moving in to finish this particular group off. It's under construction. Second fleet. Now they're going towards Shidar Station, which is this one here, which is, so they're trying to sort of get across to these other stations now to take them out. But really the second, if we now sort of zoom back out and go to the second fleet, is down to just a handful of ships. So we've actually smashed it, absolutely smashed it. Most of these are just fuel tankers, and all of their actual combat ships are now damaged. So we'll just keep rounding these things up. So the 8th is injured, but is still whole. Like we've still actually got our full fleet. So this has actually worked out very, very well for us now. That's the one there that we want to go and get. They've moved off. That one there is disabled. So the small craft will get rid of that themselves. All right, let's now go after this particular. This is Shidar Station. This is the one that this is the research station. So I'm just going to go back in with the 8th again, and we'll follow them in. I'm going to go past it, so we end up in the middle of them. So we're just going to tell them to bounce into that location. So they can move off. Offering to end our war. Now this is we're going to find this one a little bit. Now it's a fair way ahead. They've destroyed one base and 5 of our ships, and we've destroyed 15 of their military ships. And you can see how much more valuable their ships are because they're so much more powerful than ours, ship for ship. So I'm going to keep on declining this because I definitely want that research station, and I definitely want to get that world now as well. So if we have a quick look and see how we're going. We're still at, our war weariness is actually fine. Theirs is mild at -2. Their wariness is going to make it worse and worse and worse for them, and eventually they'll start to give us all sorts of stuff. So I think we just stay in this war. It's really only if the Daoits in the north attack that we could then end up having more problems. How's the third going? Like, we're still trying to get the third across into the Cardamar system. Here it comes now. The third attack fleet is moving to Cardamar 5. These are those other invasion fleets which have now moved back away from the first defence force. So we still actually now have this one. We're a bit lucky with that. I'll just go and set that one back to defend again. We did take a bit of damage to Voodoo Dog, which I'm not sure if Voodoo Dog's in the chat, but that's would have been a banning offence if that one had been destroyed. But that was the last line that did actually turn those invading forces back away. Let's just keep on going back in and see if we can clean out these guys. Now they're moving over to here for some reason. These are refuelers, I think. Yeah, fuel transports. Here we go. Yeah, we're just in front of them now. Alright, so we've bounced in front of them. Capture enemy leaders. This is an ambassador, which we're not going to be able to do, so I'm going to decline that one. So we'll get back to the 8th again, and now we'll just start to round these up. Now, because they're damaged as well, like they've taken some damage, and we have the firepower now with the 8th to whittle away at these. Trying to jump away. I'll just try to destroy them before they can actually get away. This one's almost dead, so we'll just go straight back to the 8th again and just keep on attacking these. Shouldn't make it. Yeah, that one didn't make it. Got the tractor beams to try to keep these in the fight. The 7th is here as well. That one did make it away. So that one there is that's the leftover. There's 2 ships left over from the 2nd. Fantastic. So the 8th, we can now go back and say, yep, refuel and repair back at Epia again. So we'll get these ones ready to go back in and protect the invasion. So they've now won that part of the fight. Dismiss that, and get mining stations. That's fine as well. The 7th is needs to also go back and refuel and repair. So let's go and do that one. We're still got 85 fighters on board this particular fleet, which is good going. So that's like a little carrier force. The 4th is still way back over here, ready to go, ready to drop. The 3rd is now making its way in, and we've now lost sight of the other fleet that was down this way. I think they've moved over to here. This is now open to us, so we'll just wait for the 8th to come good. We don't have any missing ships. The 7th, we're fine there as well. It's now just a matter of healing them up. And I don't know if these guys are actually attacking as well. I think it's just us. So we're now going to find loot in the leftovers, what's left of their 2nd fleet. So I'll just wait until the 8th is fully healed up. Yes, they've got ships that have taken a bit of damage in the various locations. Some of these just won't make it out. get all those. Let's wait for these to be repaired. So GM Hadswin is then sort of saying, as on Supreme Commander Forge Alliance veteran, I have to say it feels a little bit like this in space. I like it. 40 hours in, it's actually a cool. I think yeah. So with Distant Worlds, it really is a great game. Built that as well. It's it feels like, because it's a simulation game before anything else. It's like the objectives you have for yourself are very very defined. The third has now moved its way into here, and so they're just refueling at card number 5. There's the other invasion forces still sort of sitting back there. Mission thwarted. That's okay. We've nearly got halfway through this mega labs, which is good. I think I'll send the no. The first doesn't have any commanders. I think I'll just send I'll get the third. Got a commander in there. New mining station completed. We'll send the third up. Maybe we'll get the. How does that compare? That's got 14,000. The eighth, about the same. And by the time these sort of all come good, I'll set the third up to move into this location. Oh, hang on, that's already fallen. This planet that we were going to take. Oh no, it's still there. It's still there. We're going to destroy this now. So we'll attack the station with the third fleet, and so we'll just move that one straight in. Oh, here we go. We've got mission completed. Hybrid plasma weapons. Yeah, these are smallish blasters and things. Okay, we don't need that. So we're just stealing that tech. No, they're sort of keep on bouncing around. The 8th, how are we going? That one I don't think we're going to get fixed up easily. Okay, the 11th Invasion Fleet travelling towards Yamatoi again. They're going to still go back into topspin and come back in the other way. So I'm just going to go and get the first this time and manually control them. So the first is sort of doing this long defense thing, which is why it moved off. I'm just going to go and tell it to not do 50M. I'm just going to do it and do same system. That way it won't move off from these other locations. So it will stay at Yamatoi, which should be enough. The 8th. Yep, so that's another invasion fleet. We've got our 8th, which is probably about as good as it's going to get, to be honest. Yep, we'll accept that mission. They want us to now end the war, but I'm not ready yet. I definitely want to be over here. And I think I'll send the 8th back up into this location. So if we move in, mining station there. Where was it? There was one planet that we wanted to control. It's a frozen gas giant. If I can get the refueling station here, let's just start here. We'll attack Karamoja. So we'll actually now move in with this fleet again, and we'll start to dominate this system. Yeah, mining station. Where is that research station? That's it there. Okay, that's the one. I'll just get the 8th to attack this one first. I can try to capture it. If we can capture that one, that would be an ideal start. And that's still the 2nd fleet, which is still limping home. As Falcon's saying, there is no station. They have not built it yet. It's just a planet. Well, they've just built it, I think. So that one's. We'll now go back for that one. The 3rd is now moving its way up. We might as well get the 4th out now as well. Let's move to that location. The 7th still needs to fix itself up. Hyperdrive is offline. Now, once we crush these guys, actually, what's that? That's more of our allies coming back in again. We'll just see how they're going. Yeah, they didn't join us in this war. That's fine. If we were attacked, or if they were attacked, we'd both be at war with them, but it's not the case. So the pink fleets we don't have to worry about. It's only these fleets here that we need to concern ourselves with. And so the 1st fleet should just stay in here now. Third is still a long way off. This will be good as well. We should be able to smash this fleet. We're now at -1 war weariness, so that's now starting to kick in, the war weariness aspect. Pirate ships. It's got an admiral on board. It'd be a good one to get hold of, actually. This is the first. I'll just go back down to 50% again, speed. So if we can destroy this particular ship, we could then pick up the admiral. We've got our tractor beams on it. It's going to struggle getting away from here. Yeah, so tractor beam is pulling it in. And there'll be, like when this one blows up, there'll be an escape pod that we'll be able to pick up later. Yep, it can't get away. It's trying to jump. Alright, that's now gone. Escape pod. is in there somewhere. There'll be something. It looks like an escape pod, but it's not. Anyway, that's the first is in the ideal position now. And these are the actual troop transports. It's the ones with the with mainly the armor on board that we want to get rid of. If I hover over them, I can sort of see what they've got. So ripping these apart. Doing the war. Now what they're doing is they're going to give us the mining station, research project, fusion physics, and research project, accelerated shield recharge. I'm still going to decline. So we'll just keep it coming in here. We want to destroy that. These other ones would just be nice to destroy. What have they got back into here? Oh, there's 2 generals on board there. That would be good. Alright, so the first... It would be nice to flip across now to this one. We can stop that one from jumping. It may still be able to jump. It's a fair way away from our tractor beams. Oh, got away. Now they're moving off to attack this. So the first, still trying to attack that particular ship. Let's just move across to here. Jump. Here they are, we're right on top of them. Now again, we want to get that one with the generals. That one there. Alright, so it's this ship. Transport ships aren't very strong, but they, of course, you know, do the they can drop forces. It's trying to jump again. Come on, disable it, disable it. There we go. That should be enough. Hyperdrive is offline. There's an escape pod, I think. Nope, it's still not. Oh, there's one. And there's the other one. There's the 2 generals on board. Those two areas. That's just a destroyer. And these ones we want to be destroying the troops. But if we can't destroy troops, if there's no troops, then we want to be destroying the destroyers. Just leave that one where that is. There's this fleet now, which is moving off to Tanico 4 mining station. And these guys are now starting to sort of get a bit closer as well. The second fleet is trying to come back into Sejanus. And this one's now moving back as well. But, guys, I have actually run out of time today, so I'm going to have to leave it here. So thanks for watching. At least we've got a bit of the war sort of started now. And we're doing well now. We've sort of been able to peg back their attacks at the start, and we're now sort of a fair way ahead in terms of the actual war score, which is good. We've now destroyed 24 of their ships, and that's been we should now start to be able to dominate their home system as well. because they don't actually have any more fleets really around the place. So anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow. We'll play some Dwarf Fortress. So we'll play that over the next couple of days. I'll catch you then.